Hello and welcome to another episode of The Grindbin. I'm Mike Wood.
I'm Bobby Trippett.
What's up? It's your boy Shane.
And we're here.
I thought I'd try something new.
Oh shit, what up?
And today we're talking about 1974's Return of the Street Fighter.
It's your boy Chiba.
Hey, Bobby, I got the money.
Dad, I made the tea. But you're a hooker.
Get that goddamn thing out of your mouth.
I said it, knockers. I don't know.
Spooky got no real rhythm.
Hello, Mr. Man.
We're gonna play a little game, baby.
I just love funny games. Get a little girl all hot and horny.
This is Los Angeles.
Oh, the hell with women's live. I'm horny.
And maybe Daddy wouldn't have had to kill himself because he couldn't get it up anymore.
What a shame.
It's for jacking off.
Come on, just step on the gas before we get creamed.
And more.
Yeah, Shane, you're doing just how Chiba did it in the movie. He shows up in
Yes.
the first scene of this movie. He goes,
So
it's
what's
your boy
up? It's your boy
Chiba.
Chiba.
Yeah, it's your boy who you need me to kill.
We should just go through this right in the beginning. Bobby and I have purposely in fashion with the original Street Fighter episode of this show, where Bobby and I watched the dub version and Hughes mistakenly watched the subtitle version, and we had all sorts of interesting revelations on how the plot was completely different in the subtitle version and the dub version. You have watched the subtitle version of this movie, Shane.
Yes, as I am heir apparent to Hughes on the bin, I have
You are.
taken up his duties and I hit it raw with this movie. I watched it in the original language.
All right.
And thank you so much for that. And in your version of the movie, Sonny Chiba's character name is Takuma Tsurugi, right?
Takuma Tsurugi, yes.
Yes. And in our version, his name is Terry.
Your boy Terry.
That's really fun.
Speaking of which, where's Terry this week?
I don't know. He just helped me set up and he sauntered off. He doesn't want to be in his place right now because it's hot, so I think he just left.
That makes
Great.
sense.
It is uncomfortable here. I want to leave too.
Let's just say this is how tenuous it is for getting guests on the grind bin. They won't show up if it's too hot
In his own place.
in his own room.
Yeah.
So thanks for nothing, Terry. As we get into the movie this week to continue summer sequel month, we have Return of the Street Fighter, which has quite a bit of the original movie in it, as we'll go through.
Like any proper sequel.
Yeah, because, remember those Arnold movies where, like Terminator 2, where they just started showing Terminator 1 gunfights, like the whole gunfight? Remember that?
It's my favorite thing about those movies. Really though, I like when you watch the early sequels in the Friday the 13th franchise, and the first 20 minutes of Friday the 13th 3 is just the ending of part 2.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I love that.
Well,
And you're popping the video back out going, did I fuck up?
in their defense, when that thing comes in the theater, look, nobody remembers that shit.
I wish they had done that for the movie.
It's been 8 months.
It's been 8 months.
No one remembers the last one.
Can't believe they didn't do it for Jason Takes Manhattan, though. I wanted to see that fuck up of an ending. Oh, again.
Well, I would have loved to if they just started playing the last 20 minutes of Friday 7, as we've gone through countless times on this show. I'm all for that.
Oh, yeah.
Which is kind of weird. So let's get into it. So in Friday 8, Jason comes out of that boat, comes onto that boat in the beginning of the movie, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
There's mysteriously a houseboat hanging out in Crystal Lake.
Yeah, so that houseboat's in Crystal Lake, right?
Yeah.
I guess, yes.
Didn't look that big
They
in
took
Friday
a
7.
a flatbed
No.
truck, and they dropped it off in the lake. And he gets on that boat and somehow hops onto a cruise ship.
Oh, you're right. Wait, hold on. You're right. Yeah, he then gets on a cruise ship.
Yeah, it's some sort
From
of,
Crystal Lake.
Yes. Since we're never going to talk about part 8 again, I should bring up that one of the girls has a shower scene, and much like one of the girls from Fraternity Vacation, it was her first time. So she needed someone to show her the ropes of being nude on camera, and it just so happened the director got naked.
Is this for
Yes,
real?
he got naked and turned the shower on. But the cameras were
Holy
rolling.
shit.
Yeah, that'll make her less uncomfortable.
They accidentally sent the footage of the naked director back to the studio.
Wow.
I kid you not.
Now, when you say accidentally,
Well, yeah,
that's the story he got told, right?
right.
Yeah, they accidentally sent it over. Real fuck up over there, huh?
Nothing we can do now.
What a weird shoot that was. Because I remember there's also an outtake where, as a gag, Kane Hodder, flings open a door and brandishes a dildo.
I remember that. Yeah.
By Friday 8, they're going all over the place,
Yeah.
Bobby.
Shit
They're
was
having
going
fun.
on that set, man.
You know what really makes me feel comfortable is a guy is like some weird old dude just getting naked in front of me. Like, yeah, it's going to make me want to strip off.
That puts me at ease.
Yes.
I understand that Shigeru Ozawa did that for Sonny Chiba in this movie.
Yeah, nice segue, by the way,
I'm a
because the
professional,
director and one of the writers of this movie, Grindbin All-Star, he directed the first Street Fighter, this one, and the last Street Fighter. He also directed one of the sister Street Fighter movies. I'm not sure it's the first one. I
God,
don't think
hopefully
it is.
not the one that has the kiddie porn in it.
Oh, boy,
what?
that is
Yeah,
troubling.
there's one of the sister Street Fighter movies has a poster in the background of one of the scenes, and it is it's child pornography. There's just no other way of putting it.
Holy God.
Oh my gosh.
And so
This cinematic universe really goes places. Jesus.
yeah, and I mean it's not. You think somebody would have taken that down before they called action?
Yeah, where were they filming? Like somebody's house or something? He's like, nah, everything's fine. Just shoot whatever.
That is
Leave the
one hell of an
posters up.
Easter egg.
So, no, he is a Grindbin All-Star. He has 64 directing credits. He's had quite the career. I'm not going to pronounce any of those fucking names of the movies. I know Bobby wants me to, but there ain't no fucking way. And we also talked about him on the first episode in this series of the Street Fighter. The other writer of this movie, though, other than him, there is somebody with a story credit, and I'm like, get the story. It's barely...
What story?
We just go place to place, kind of slapping people. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, that's probably it. Is some guy said, he's like, we should make another movie with Chiba where he goes and he slaps people, also the mob. And they're like, oh, fuck, now we got to give him a story credit. God damn it. And so that's how he got on the movie. No, but the other writer is, oh boy, here we go.
You got this.
Hajime Takawa.
Yeah, nailed it. It's Hajime Takaiwa.
He is the other writer of this movie. He has 80 credits. This was one of his last movies, actually. He only made one other movie besides this in 1974. He started his career, though, in 1947 in Japanese cinema and worked steadily until 1974. Here's a couple credits that are in English there. 1965, Story of a Prostitute. 1965, The Ghost of the One-Eyed Man.
Ooh.
And then in 1968... love the title of this movie. Sleepy Eyes of Death, Hell is a Woman.
Yeah. De Muerte.
And then for the cast, we don't need to go over it. Bobby,
Uh-oh.
Grindbin All-Star Sonny Chiba.
Of course, the man of the hour. Viva Chiba.
I mean, an absolute legend. And we covered quite extensively where Sonny Chiba falls in Japanese cinema. But to basically sum it up, he is like the R-rated version of Bruce Lee.
Now, I haven't really run into the big cheebs a lot in my viewings of cinema, but...
So you could say you're just half Chiba at this point. Like you're half Chiba.
You got a half Chiba?
Yeah, I got a big old half cheeb, half mass right now. But I was looking up his filmography, and to my surprise, he was in 1977's Blackjack Visitor in the Eye. Blackjack is a manga created by my personal hero, Osamu Tezuka, so
Awesome.
I was really glad to hear that he was in that. And so I looked up his role, and he's just credited as drunk. So I haven't seen that movie in a long time. I will be looking out for an inebriated Sonny Chiba in this medical drama.
Yeah, he popped up in a couple different adaptations.
It's a medical drama.
It's like a sci-fi adventure medical drama.
Oh, this is great.
Involving an old drunk. I really liked him in Wolf Guy Enraged Lycanthrope.
Yeah, Wolf Guy is... Do you think that's probably going to end up on the Grindbin at some point?
I think
Wolf
so,
Guy?
actually. I think it's worth doing because he plays, I guess, technically a werewolf, but he never transforms into one.
He sure does on the cover, almost.
Like, he just walks around kind of angry, like Wolverine.
He's like, I might do
Bitch,
it.
I might.
Wolf Guy. Isn't that the name of one of the Stranger Things kids?
Yeah. It's a Wolf Guy Hardfin.
Yeah.
But probably to American audiences, they would probably most recognize Sonny Chiba from his cameo in Kill Bill 1 and 2, or is it just 1?
No, he's in both. He appears in a flashback. He's Hattori Hanzo, the sword maker.
Yes, he is the sword maker, and it was a nice inclusion that Quentin Tarantino had in it for Sonny Chiba in there. I don't think really a mainstream American star, but man, he is a prolific actor in Japanese cinema.
I'll have you know, American star. He happens to show up in Tokyo Drift.
Oh, well, excuse me.
Yeah,
The
excuse
crowning
you.
achievement of Japanese cinema.
Yep, they got posters everywhere. They're like, remember
Yep.
this? It was
They
so
peaked
great.
there.
Yeah, we
They peaked as a nation.
Like, I remember in Tokyo Drift when the dude, like, squealed into the scene, looked up out of his car window, and went, "Is that Sonny Chiba?" Shit, I must be in Japan.
Well, here's the problem with going through the IMDb for the other parts of the cast is the dub version Bobby and I watched do not have the same names for a lot of the characters. So, like, for example, the bad guy in our movie, who is Otaguru, I believe, or something close to that, he's not in this shit. He's not on IMDb at all. And look, I kept the subtitles on Amazon, so I make sure I'm getting names correct when I do want to write down a name, and to follow the plot. And none of the characters are showing up. Like, for example, Bobby, do you know who the character of Pin Bokeh is?
Yeah, that's Pippi Longstocking.
Yeah, well, you
Yeah.
only know that because I fucking told you before we recorded. She's not named that in our movie.
No, Shane, she is in yours, though?
Oh, of course. They only say her name like once, like at the end. Like she's in the entire movie. She's a major character.
Yeah,
but, like you
she's
don't
all
even
through
get her
this
name
film.
until but you don't get it till the end.
In ours, it's like I don't actually remember her name because they only say it one time, but it's something like, "Oh, it was you all along, Sharon."
Janet.
They only say bokeh. I didn't get Pin Bokeh from the movie.
Oh, okay.
I did a little dig into her filmography, though, and one thing that she's most known for is she starred in every episode of this tokusatsu series called Mirror Man in the early 70s.
Oh, wow.
Tokusatsu is, Power Rangers, Ultraman, things like that. And this kind of fascinated me. I've never seen this before, but it lasted like 51 episodes over the course of 1 year. And,
Wait, 1 year?
Yeah, from 71 to 72, it was 51 episodes. So I assume like weekdays in Japan it was playing.
Yeah, typical.
And,
even today, typical Japanese shows that only run for a year will have about like 50, 51 episodes.
Like, they go for it. They,
yeah.
they make
Man.
the most of that year. But Mirror Man is about a reporter who, when, the shit goes down, he has to show this magic pendant that he wears to his own reflection. So, if it's a mirror or a car window or whatever, any kind of reflective surface, a puddle, he holds up this medallion and goes, "See this here?" And it turns him into an Ultraman knockoff.
What the hell? You imagine pitching this shit? Yeah, he turns into an Ultraman knockoff after he looks at his reflection and shows it a pendant.
What if he gets vampirized? What if Dracula is like his greatest foe because of that?
Oh,
That would be a
shit,
great
man.
episode.
But now I
Yeah,
gotta...
that's
Go
got to
ahead.
happen at some point where he becomes a vampire and can't see his reflection, therefore not being able to activate his powers. Come
Oh,
on.
we're getting... As soon as we're done recording, we're getting to work on the reboot.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry to tell you, Shane, that was episode 53, so they never made it there. They got canceled.
But yeah, this actress's name is Yoko Ichiji.
Yes, so...
And we call her Pippi throughout this entire thing because of her hair in this movie.
Yeah, so she's wearing a hat the whole movie,
This weird hat.
and it's got pigtails coming out the side.
But like straight out to the sides.
But
Yeah.
are those real pigtails, or is it like one of those, like those Rastafarian type of hats
That's what
with
I
the
was
dreads
thinking.
already on it?
It
Like
kinda
she went
looks
down
like
to
that.
the pier and like went to a gift shop.
Yeah,
Got a
or she
funky
won
hat.
it in she won it in some sort of ball toss game or something.
Everything with her look is to make her look like as childish as possible. She's got like the colorful hat, the pigtails, glasses, and overalls.
Oh, it's definitely kind
it's a
of
look.
bordering on that Lolita kind of that whole Sakura look. That's like, it's very popular in Japan even to this day. There's a whole subculture of teenagers and what have you, and even grown women who wear like, they dress like little kids.
Yeah. I just imagine them pitching it. They're like, yeah, he's got like a little Pippi Longstocking that follows him around the whole
Yeah,
movie.
exactly.
This is the
Well,
Mike
it's
Wood
funny
approach
because
to
I mentioned
sequels.
Yeah, like I said.
Give him a child
you-
sidekick, and they're
Look.
like, sidekick that dresses like a child. Got it.
Yep.
So I
You're
actually
like, wait, no,
in
I meant
my-
an actual kid.
In my notes, I refer to her as Pinocchio because, as I said earlier, like he was the drunk in that Blackjack movie, and in that series, the Doctor has a sidekick who is a child named Pinocchio, but she's not really a child because she's basically a homunculus formed from like medical waste that he got from like some huge cyst on a girl.
Okay, what?
This is a deep ass cut, Shade.
It's really good stuff.
Are you all right, Shane?
What
This
has
is a
Terry done
classic
to
in
you?
Japan, an absolute classic. I'm not joking.
First ballot Hall of Famer.
Well, here's somebody else in our cast that I do.
Somebody else?
Yeah, that does have a name. Is Yamagami, who plays the detective in this movie, who is played by, oh boy,
You can do it.
Shima.
Okay, you couldn't do it.
Nope.
It's Naoki Shima.
Naoki Shima, who has only one credit this movie.
Huh.
Yeah.
One and done.
Wow.
What was okay? So there is a guy who returned. There's two people that returned from the first movie. We won't talk about the second one, but there is the fat karate master. I don't remember his name from the first one, and I'm not. Did they even say his name in this movie, Bobby?
I can't remember. They do, but
I don't know. I just referred to him as Karate Dad.
Oh my God, that's exactly what I wrote.
because I wrote down Japanese Boyardee.
I love that.
I put Japanese Chef Boyardee.
It's Chop Boyardee.
Just absolutely by circumstance written down the same nickname. I wrote him as Karate Dad the whole time in my notes.
Both of us have notes that are full of Karate Dad and Pippi Longstocking.
Holy shit.
It was meant to be, Mike.
We have not spoken about this episode beforehand.
No, not
this
a
is
word.
just completely by chance. I thought you were going to be so pissed at me for calling him Karate Dad the whole movie, so I'm so glad you wrote that as well.
No, I think I finally see the light. I think I've come to your side. I have a character in my notes called Pant Guy.
Well, I also don't have the one racist man, the only white guy in this movie, who I call Don Racist, who's part of the mafia.
Yeah.
His
Don
name's
Costello.
it's Costello.
Okay.
That's why he's always yelling for Abbott.
Jesus.
I
he'll
am
always
75 years old.
He'll always be Don Racist to me, as we'll get into.
Don Racist.
He's incredibly racist in our version of the movie, and Shane says he doesn't say a single racist thing in the dub or in the
right.
subtitles. So
No, really.
Mike,
that's interesting.
Pin Bokeh. They call her Kitty in our version.
Kitty. Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. She looks like a little girl, so give her a little girl name.
Right.
Okay.
That's why they call her Pin Bokeh.
I really like the idea, though, Bobby, of them saying, like, yeah, he needs, like, a kid sidekick. And they go, all right, adult actress that looks like a kid. Got it.
And they'd already cast the girl, and they're like, I guess we got to make you look like a kid.
Yeah. Mr. Chiba wants you to look like a child, so you're going to have to wear this hat. I do have to say, thank God that the sequel to the Street Fighter toned down the violent sexuality from the first one.
The first one was sexy? Because there's like...
Yeah, he's not... No. He didn't say it was sexy.
No,
he said there was
it is
violent
not
sexuality.
sexy.
All through the first one, Sonny Chiba would just grab people and kiss them. Like, he didn't give a shit. He was just, like, planting one on everybody.
Yeah, forcefully kiss every female character in the movie.
That's not this one. Jesus.
No.
No. It was like he watched High Plains Drifter in his trailer, and he was just like, I got an idea. I'm gonna take this one for a walk.
The only time we get close to that, it's aggressively consensual.
I think he took a sensitivity class in between these.
Yeah, right.
It must have been a studio note. They're like, can you not have Chiba, like, grab every woman and forcibly kiss her anymore?
Is that why
'Cause,
there's so few female actresses? Like, no one wanted to be around him again anymore.
It may be, because he starts breathing real hard. And they're like, uh-oh, everybody get away.
So, guys, unless you have any more on the background or cast
no further
trivia,
questions, Your Honor.
We'll get into the movie. Shane, did you have any other trivia or anything?
No.
Okay, so, guys, we get into the movie. We start how you want to start every good movie, with a briefcase full of money.
Oh, it's great.
Cash money.
Right?
20 million yen.
It's like a plane taking off.
It really is. It's either plane ticket off or a briefcase with money.
It's a criminal version of a plane taking off. It's like a case opening.
And by the way, I'm going to post it to Twitter this week, but everybody, a fine listener on the Grindbin Patreon has created a bingo card for everybody.
It's astounding.
So I encourage everybody listening along to the Grindbin this week to go ahead and print out your bingo card and see if you can get a bingo in this episode. Now, I don't think briefcase full of money is in there, but in the future, we should say briefcase full of money or plane taking off could qualify as a square.
Absolutely. And so we open this case, and we find out that two accountants for this criminal organization have been causing some trouble.
Okay, now hold on. I need to know what their names are in your version. This is very important.
Number one is named Rico Grandal.
Okay, Rico? Are you sure it's Rico?
Rico Grandal. He embezzled a bunch of money, and he is running to Australia.
Okay, because mine is called Rio Grandal, like the river, and I'm like, it's... What? It's not Rico, it's Rio, so it sounds more like the river.
Oh, okay.
His name was Rio, and he took off with our cash.
Yeah, very popular name in Australia, Rio. But this is great, is in our version, Shane, he goes, this is Rico Grandal. He embezzled a bunch of money from us and he's trying to run to Australia. But forget him. We're really worried about this other guy.
Yeah, the guy that's the guy who's being held, they're not worried about.
Yes.
The guy who's currently trying to run away, they're going to save for later.
Yes.
Yeah, because the guy who's held is going to sing.
Yeah. Not to mention,
Yes.
he has the goods. He's got the cash. Or the money,
Yes.
like what they want to obtain.
And his name is Gentoko Rio in
Yeah.
our version.
That's the same with me. It's Rio.
Well, that's really confusing. One guy's first name is Rio and the other guy's last name is Rio.
It's easy to remember the mission. You're like, I got to get these
Okay.
Rio guys. I got to get Los Del Rio.
I didn't even put that together. They're both Rio. Fuck.
So he's been, but basically they say that Gentoko Rio has been arrested and he's being grilled at police headquarters. And if he talks,
It's the end of the whole project.
yeah, the whole thing's blown up, man. This goes straight to the fucking top.
Gotta get that snitch.
He's telling your boy Terry. He's telling your boy Chiba.
Which is how we
that's,
should say. Chiba walks into every scene of this movie. He goes, yo, it's your boy Terry.
It's your boy.
No, he says Chiba. Like, he doesn't care. And so he says, my boy, we got to shut him up. You do whatever you like. I don't care how you do it. Just get it done. He's in room 8 at the Tokyo Investigation Division.
And Chiba, he sits there and thinks about it, and then he goes, I want double the money. And I guess like, all right, fine. It's like, well, that's an easy negotiation.
Yeah.
So Bobby, in my version, we just cut immediately to a motorcycle driving down the street, and I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, same. I'm
There's
like,
so many weird
okay.
triple takes here too. Like, what is going on?
Yeah, it's just a bunch of footage of a motorcycle chase through Tokyo, and it looks
guess-
cool, but I don't know who these people are.
I guess they couldn't get Chiba to do more shots. Like, he only went down the street once and then refused to do it again. So there's all these weird triple takes.
He drove in a straight line down one block.
And the thing is like, if you're going to replay the same footage, maybe mix it in with your other footage. But they just literally play the same shot 15 times in a row.
Like the same pedestrian is walking by.
It's like the end of Howling 2 with the top ripping off how many times this goes off.
Yeah, you're right. Classic
like-
Howling.
You're like, how does Red Shoes guy keep getting in the way?
And you're right. Maybe they had Chiba wear a helmet just so they could film around him, like film some other guy doing it. But this all just like... At one point, we're in a police chase now with these motorcycles. The camera's shaking all over the fucking place. You can barely tell what's going on. At some point, like one of the motorcycles crashes.
Yeah, it's like dark. There's neon lights everywhere, and it's not well shot.
But what it ends with is eventually Chiba leaps over a fence.
No ramp. He just jumps. No, but he lands it.
It's your boy Chiba. Viva.
Viva Chiba!
Viva Chiba, everybody. It's awesome.
He leaps over the fence to this police station.
And he goes, who do you think I am, Zatoichi?
Which is very funny, by the way, because he's being chased by cops who just can't seem to get into their own police station.
Right. And might I point out, he's wearing like this big puffy pimp coat. He rips it off pretty fast. But
No,
like
it's
this
great. He
it's
hops off the
awesome.
motorcycle and he's dressed like a pimp.
Yeah. All he needs is like the oversized hat with the feather.
Like, goddamn, Chiba.
I just thought of like
This
the
is-
ultimate fucking duo, by the way, for 70s movies.
Oh,
You're
no.
telling me Dolomite couldn't have met Chiba at any point?
Oh, that would have been the best. Because they'd both be breathing just as hard.
Oh, Jesus.
Imagine Rudy Ray Moore trying to do a fight scene opposite Chiba.
It would get awfully racist. I hear you guys eat rat soup over there.
Oh, it would definitely
yeah,
be that.
absolutely.
Get racist on both ends.
But this is just like, he jumps off, he rips off his pimp coat, and he just starts kicking all sorts of ass. Like,
Oh,
just...
yeah.
Amazing.
And we gotta say, like, so Chiba, he's not hired for his acting. He's hired for his fighting. Because,
Whoop ass is the name of the game.
holy shit. And now we
And
said...
his style is so uniquely his, too, because it's very, we're conserving energy on the movements. You know, he's not doing a bunch of backflips. He's not, throwing roundhouse kicks. He's just like short punches to the throat, gouging people by the eyes.
Yeah, and, you just describe it like, we've talked about this before, is like, you had, the Bruce Lee level of the, like you're saying, graceful fight scenes. They're very well choreographed. They're rated PG. And then you have Sonny Chiba, who's like the exact opposite of that shit. Throwing
Yeah.
guys around, ripping throats out, hard R ratings.
Bruce is like like, be water, and Chiba's like, be piss. It's just right in your face.
So yeah, he's just kicking all sorts of ass, and eventually the cops are like, "Hey, come on out here," because apparently nobody has a key to the gate. So Chiba just fucking like opens the goddamn gate with his bare hands, like just pulls this shit open and gets himself arrested.
Because that was the whole point,
too.
And that's when we get our opening credits. Like, bam, that's a hell of a cold open. Well, because like he had to go find this guy who's on the inside, so he had to get arrested. So he put on a pimp coat, jumped a motorcycle over a fence, and then killed 4 people.
Dude,
he couldn't have just shoplifted.
Yeah, I know. There were so many other ways to do it, but not Chiba. Not your boy Chiba.
No, not the big Cheebs.
That's right.
So now they're leading Chiba down hallways, right? They're leading
he gets
to
to do a Rikio walk.
Yeah. But for some reason, they're doing the perp walk in the middle of the police station. Like, they're taking him up, like, where the interrogation rooms are. Usually, I think they keep the holding cells, like, on the bottom floor of the basement.
When you see it from the outside, it's a huge building. But, like, they just happen to take him where he needs to go.
Yeah, the exact floor and everything.
Right.
Now, have either of you guys been to Tokyo?
No.
Okay, let me explain something then. The police station in Tokyo, they run it kind of like a Buca de Beppo. So when he gets there, they're like, is this your first time being here? And he's like, yeah, I've never been here before. They go, well, let's show you around. They take you through the kitchen. They take you up through the processing. You get the full tour.
Does somebody get the special cell in the kitchen, too?
Yeah, they got that, or you get the cell with the Pope's head.
Oh, perfect.
And the bathrooms are full of pictures of statues, Pete.
But fuck that, because Chiba sees the door he's looking for, Bobby, and just fucking breaks on through it, right?
The second he sees room 8, he's like, all right, now's the time. And he starts whooping everybody's ass again, and he kicks the door down.
Yeah, he kicks this thing like it's construction paper, man. Just fucking...
Oh, it's like
really
at the
good.
end of, if you ever watch old American Gladiators where they had to run the Eliminator, and that last part is they have to burst through the paper wall.
Absolutely, yeah. Which is kind of funny because after the whole Eliminator, like, the way you win is just going through a goddamn paper wall.
Well, unless there's a gladiator on the other side.
Oh, yeah, sometimes there'd be a gladiator, so you're going to run into a goddamn meat wall.
You're already exhausted, and then some 300-pound dude is, like, standing on your head. Oh, that show was great, you guys.
So he doesn't have the gladiator behind this door. He's just got a bunch of cops that he just fucking manhandles. He takes Gentoku by the throat and just fucking swayzes this shit. Like,
Yeah, he jams his fingers in his throat.
oh my
Now,
god.
This would have been really useful when we recorded Night to Dismember and Terry kept going on. I was thinking about it.
You got the 2 fingers out.
Yeah,
You're
I
pointing
just don't
towards
have
the
the
throat.
technique. I lack the training, the discipline.
Yeah. You hadn't seen a Chiba movie yet.
No, I wasn't.
If only
familiar.
you'd known.
And Terry's not here for this episode, Shane, so he'll never see it coming.
Yeah, fuck him.
But basically,
Viva Shane.
he has not killed Gentoko. He has just ripped his vocal cords out, basically. It was like,
Yeah.
well, he's not talking now.
Yeah, there's
It's
no
like-
other way to communicate.
Well, now, like Bumblebee and the Transformers, he can only communicate through a special radio.
Like, can this guy not... is he illiterate or something? They haven't got any pens over at the police station? or?
The perfect crime.
They can't just show him photos to point to.
He should have taken his fingers, too.
But no, apparently that has done the job because Chiba just jumps out a fucking window.
Well, hold on, because we should mention that he doesn't
not
just
immediately.
He doesn't just break the window. He breaks the wall connected to the window so that the bars on the window crumble. It's insane.
And he tells one of the guards.
your boy.
He tells one of the guards to say your prayers before he leaves.
He says, say your prayers like a Hulk Hogan type of thing?
Yeah, he tells him to say your prayers and eat
Take
your
your-
vitamins, and that Chiba Mania is running wild.
He also drops an N-bomb in there. We don't know why.
Really
It's like,
random
why
thing.
would he say that there?
So yeah, he jumps out the window.
Lands on a car.
Very gently lands on the car.
Is
Like-
not driven by, but is occupied by Pippi Longstocking?
she's not. I guess she's not supposed to drive because she's supposed to be 8, even though she's 20.
Yeah, because like, why is she in the car? Like, how did the car get here? Was this the whole plan?
Well, he did open the gate.
Okay. Well, he opened the gate with his bare hands.
Well, after they all went in there to deal with him, and then she just drove in through the open gate.
Oh, okay.
And he's
But-
still handcuffed.
But yeah, so yeah, he floated down like Princess Peach and then just rolled off the top of the car.
And then
But it's
drives
great that we
himself.
cut inside. Yeah, he's like, I'm driving because I'm a fucking man. And with handcuffs on, and she's working on his handcuffs while he's driving. And he grabs a, this is great because while this is all going on, he decides he's going to set the mood a little bit, and he pops in an 8-track.
Well, no, that's Bokeh's 8-track.
Yeah. That's Kitty's 8-track, and it starts playing Gave a Girl.
So,
Okay, the real music that plays is like Japanese Kenny G.
Yeah.
Or some shit. It's like so easy listening. It's like, man,
really? Because mine was different. There was like a lot of yelling in it.
really?
Okay, that makes a lot more sense then.
Because in ours it's like
No. It's
Yeah, ours was playing like the Running Man soundtrack.
No,
I don't know what that was.
in mine, it's traditional Okinawan music. She says like, "Oh, it reminds me of home," and she like starts like plucking at an instrument that I am sure doesn't exist because what her hand movements are doing make no sense at all.
Oh,
So
well,
this
I
is
mean,
like it's character establishment. She's like, "Oh, I'm an Okinawan girl," and like I knew a girl from Okinawa, and she didn't wear hats like that, but she did carry around that Okinawa songs 8-track a lot.
Important question, Shane. Now that we're talking about Kitty Pinboke,
Yes.
Pippi Longstocking, does she speak primarily in jazz slang?
Oh my god. I really wish I was no.
Because the first time she talks, she says, "This cat's had a day."
yeah, she's throwing around like Daddy-O and Cat and all this shit.
Given her like
Yeah.
wardrobe, I was really hoping the English version she would be like Michelle from Full House, like
You got it,
Kitty,
dude.
right? Yeah, exactly. Kitty.
I mean,
put the ba-
In our version, she pretty much is.
how rude.
And she says, "Okie dokie, Dr. Jones, hold on to your potatoes." No, she, yeah, she's a real hip cat, man. She's throwing all that shit around.
Do you think it was because they're like, is that hat like one of them beatnik hats or some shit? Give it like some sort of beatnik slang, but then we'll drop it halfway through the movie. She won't do that shit no more. Because that like you're saying, Bobby, that carries through for maybe about 20 minutes of the movie until they just drop that shit entirely.
Yeah, but in this scene, she's asking him, so when does the other guy get his? And he goes, "When I get around to it." And she goes, "Man, you're a real killer, and don't forget all that bread."
Okay, at this point, there's a really weird subtitle line where they're talking about the job, and she says, "More hurry, less speed," just out of nowhere. And I was like, okay, I really,
That old saying.
yeah, more hurry, less speed.
Did you get the part where she sings along to the 8-track?
No.
Because she starts singing at the end of ours, at least on the dub. She's like,
What are the words?
"Ooda, ooda, booyakasaki."
Yeah.
Jesus.
This is a much different movie already, and I'm loving it. Well,
And so
in the notes, though, when she says, like, when is this other guy to get it? In our version, Chiba says, as soon as I get around to it. And I'm like, well, I mean, seeing how fast he works, there's not much of a rush, man.
No.
This took 5 minutes of movie. We need to pad this shit out. This is 80 minutes, so.
And she's like, "You're really sending me, Daddy-O, and you and I in the pocket. Now here's some super golden crisp."
Yeah, it's really weird, Shane.
She talks like Sugar Bear.
Oh my god, I was about to say.
But like Sugar Bear back in the 80s, not Sugar Bear now. Last time I heard him, he was like, "Dude!" But like back in the day, he was practically scatting.
When we cut back to, we go to the cops, and they are all bummed out. They're like,
Yeah,
dude.
the lead officer from this group is getting dressed the fuck down.
Well, as he should. Like,
I mean,
okay.
yeah,
Not
and it
only,
goes so hard he resigns.
Yeah, let's remember that he resigns. Because that'll be wiped away in the next scene. But they're sitting there all sad, right? And his name is Yamagami, right? The detective who's in charge of this. And he does deserve to get dressed down because they arrested Chiba. They brought him into the police station and immediately let him rip a dude's throat out and kill like a whole shitload of cops and get outside the fucking window.
I would love to have seen the first moment whenever like the superior officer showed up and he's just standing there going, "Okay, I know this isn't ideal." We have
All right,
a
boys,
pretty
bring
good
it in.
idea of where he's going. Yeah. One day we're all going to laugh at this.
But you're right, Bobby. He gives like the most proper resignation letters. Like he has like this calligraphied, like it's like fully done out, man,
yeah,
and,
that's
and
really
like
polite.
fucking painted and everything. He's got like the papers drawn up, dude.
He's got like a stick in the sand. He's doing a whole thing.
And he hands it to him. He's like, "All right, well, I'm going to resign." And the chief, well, he first asks, he's like, "Can I go back on the case?" And the chief's like, "I mean, really? No, man." And that's when he goes, "All right, well, I'm retiring." And then the chief gets a call and it basically says someone's on his tail. Now they're talking about the other man, Rio or Rico, depending on which movie you've watched, right? Cut to a random action scene.
This one's filmed differently from the others too, so it really does seem like a channel flip.
Well, it is, because we eventually pan out and find out we're in a movie theater, which I'm like, oh, thank God, because I don't know what the fuck was going on. Like, who are these people?
I thought Officer Tanzi was going to show up. We were watching like another Italian police movie.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a Chiba movie. But we pan out, we see that Rico is sitting in this theater. For some reason, he's decided to catch a movie before his flight.
Yeah, he's in no big rush.
Like, you know, maybe you, like, go to the airport and, like, get through security.
Not to mention, he has the treasure on him in the theater. Like, what?
Yeah, we should say there's a man sitting in a movie theater clutching a giant duffel bag, like a leather duffel bag.
The only white guy.
Yeah, sitting watching this random action movie, this Tanzi movie.
Look, this thing's going to be out of the theaters after this weekend, all right? He almost missed it.
So he's got to catch it now.
He's like, well, shit, I don't know when it's coming out of VHS.
But then he just goes out into the lobby, picks up the phone, and he's like, hey, yeah, airport? Yeah. Is that flight to Australia going to leave on time?
They're like, yeah, I think so.
And he's like, okay, go. Oh, shit, the cops are here. And then he just starts running.
What a useful scene.
Yeah.
And so then Rico runs into an alley. He's like, okay, well, I'm going to get away from the cops. But, oh, my God, Bobby, he ran through that paper wall. You know what? There's a fucking Chiba at the
There's
other
a
end.
fucking gladiator waiting for him. And he runs right into your boy Chiba.
Look, I gotta say, if you're on American Gladiators and you run through one of those paper walls and fucking Chiba's waiting for you,
You're either going to get your throat ripped out or you're getting kissed.
I was about to say, he's probably going to kiss you, actually.
Oh, some poor guy in his spandex singlet and his running shoes just falling down.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm running backwards through the Eliminator. Like, I'm...
This is unprecedented. He's scaling the walls backwards. You're
they
doing the hand bicycle backwards.
What if they hired Chiba to be one of those scary
temple
natives?
guards?
Yeah, temple guards. You knew it.
You just hear a kid screaming.
He just throws the kid off.
They're like, that's not how it works, Sonny.
Well, it is now. And so Sonny, kicks his gun out of his hand and then kicks his bag straight up in the air.
Yeah, and just runs off with it, leaving Rico just by himself, like, okay. And the cops show up, and they just fucking light his ass up. He's dead.
Yeah, Rico in this massive shootout goes out like Bonnie and Clyde.
And so at this point, I'm checking the movie. I go, okay, 15 minutes in, I guess the movie's over.
And that's that. We took out both guys. Man, Viva Chiba. Well done.
This episode of Viva Chiba's over, guys. So, see you next week.
Guys, do you hear that
guys,
sound?
how do you think Bobby and DeVito?
Yeah, no,
They didn't have time to get there.
I love this, too, is like, it's not much of a gunfight at all. Rico just, like, I think has a gun, and the cops are just like, oh, fuck it, light him up. Light him up. But Chiba somehow manages to, like, get on top of, like, the scaffolding on the roof. Like, he just kind of...
This is weird, because the cops surround him while he's holding that bag, and then he throws the bag in the air, and then he jumps after the bag. It's like when Thor throws Mjolnir and then catches the string at the end of it, and it takes him off.
And, like, the cops just kind of look up. They're like, well, I guess it's a movie.
I guess it's a...
And somehow your boy Chiba gets a zip line. Like
he Tarzan's that shit.
He grabbed the handlebars from his brother's bike and said, come and get me, you big horse's ass.
Yeah, and the cops are just watching this. They're like, I don't... Like, I go, nobody runs.
Nobody's
or does
even
anything.
shooting.
They just watch them.
And the lead officer's standing there like, all right, I know this isn't ideal.
They're used to this. They're just like, guys, I know we're really gonna get it when we don't arrest him, but like, watch, this is gonna be worth it.
I mean, you're right. What about one thing, Shane? Nobody even fires a gun. They're just in shock. They're like, oh, damn.
Did that just happen?
Man, our boy Chiba got us again.
Man, he's just the best, you guys.
So this is what we want to do, right? Cut to karate practice.
Oh my god.
It's time for that.
Now, okay, Shane, I'm wondering if this happened in your version of the movie too.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby and I watched about 15 minutes, and I'm not exaggerating, about 15 minutes of karate practice.
Yes,
with
so did I.
various weapons.
Yeah, we're hitting a cinder block with our nunchucks.
Did it like show the word really big on the screen?
Yes,
Of everything
how would
we're
I
doing.
know what the weapons are?
Yeah.
And we're kicking the heavy bag.
So in yours too, Shane, they put the
Yes.
names of every weapon on there?
Every single one. It seemed like one of those infomercials for like weird weapons. I was expecting price listings to come up.
Oh, you know they had a
For
catalog.
3 easy payments of only 999 yen, you can get your very own Tonfa clubs.
They were selling me on some Nicho Gama, I'll be honest.
They have tonfa clubs, kama
Side
sickles,
daggers.
bow staff. And here's my favorite. It just says samurai sword.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and ours at one point it just says samurai
I don't,
sword.
wait, maybe there is some cut one because I don't think there is a sword in mine.
Oh, yeah. Well, that one is the least impressive because I just write, dude just cut some straw. Not really cool.
I like the guy who's bench pressing in his underpants.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, underpants is like, he's almost got like one of those like sumo pant get-ups on. You know, like the thong type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the E Honda.
We see him later. He's kind of dressed like Andre the Giant.
Yeah, or like
It's true.
Rikishi or something. He's got like the thong thing going.
Yeah, like famed Japanese wrestlers,
There's
just
some weird-
Yokozuna and Rikishi.
Dude, nothing better than bench pressing with the cheeks out.
There's some
guys.
weird,
like fucking.
There's some what? Shane.
Oh, I keep cutting in and out. Sorry. There's some weird
sorry.
mixed martial arts stuff going on because like there's a couple guys like there's some weird like mixed martial arts stuff going on because like there's a guy just straight up doing Muay Thai while there's guys with swords and poles and it's like this isn't all karate.
It's like a 24-hour fitness. Everyone's there for their own shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
You got the
buffet of
kickboxer guy working the
beatdowns.
heavy bag. Someone's just stabbing a wicker man.
Yeah.
Like
The guy with the
Now,
bow
while-
staff, like, man, they really turned up those sound effects. I'm like, it's like a fucking goddamn wind machine in this room, dude.
just whoosh, whoosh, whoosh every time he did it. And while this is going on, we see Pippi Longstocking peek around the corner.
Yeah.
You know, she's like, oh, there's a lot of beef in here.
Yeah, she's just kind of like sneaking around, and she is kind of acting like a kid. It's weird.
Yeah, I don't know how old this character's supposed to be.
Like, what if you found out she's supposed to be just like 8?
I don't like it.
I mean, would you be surprised if that was like how old she was? Because she doesn't really do anything other than, like you said, Bobby, she talks in jazz for one scene.
Yeah, she speaks jive. I don't
By
know why.
this point, it's completely dropped, and now she's acting like a little child, kind of like sneaking around this karate thing, but everybody can see her. And she's wearing her crazy hat with her Pippi Longstocking hair. This is kind of the first time when you get to see it, because not so much in the car, because it's a little dark, right?
And
Right.
she won't change this outfit.
No. It's the whole movie. She wears the same thing.
Okay, so we're in Tokyo now. We will be in like the mountains of Japan where it's snowy, and she is still wearing just this.
Yeah, about that. I can't wait till we get to that shit. Like,
Oh,
what
God.
the hell? So she takes out, like, so she's with that boss from the beginning of the movie that gave Chiba this job. And she has the big gold statue that she's taking out of that bag Rico was carrying, because I
Yeah.
guess Chiba sent her.
She won it on Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Yeah, and she's like, I brought you the reward from the temple guards, had to dodge them and everything. Here you go. And he says, oh, thank you. This statue is really important. We'll never talk about it again in the movie, but thank you so much for bringing it back.
But he explains, we need this to rip off the idiots who think we're building our center.
Yeah, so the whole plot of this movie is some sort of like charity scam.
He's making a front operation. He's building a fake martial arts community center. Question mark profit. Just gonna rake in the dough.
We don't know it's a scam in the Japanese version. Like at this point, we just think he's going to build it. So
I like
at
that
this
in our
point, I'm
version,
thinking,
up
like, it's a
front in the
class-
dub version, they're just like, so anyway, we're bullshitting about this center.
Yeah, he says this is a scam, and I think somebody tipped off the cops about what was going on, and it's all connected to that cop Yamagami.
She says the fuzz is on to you. But go ahead, Shane. How does your version work?
In this one, she's like still playing innocent. She's like, "Oh, this gold Buddha, like from Thailand. It looks like anything you would see in a Thai restaurant. Really, I think Rio Grande got it from a gift shop. Honestly,
Definitely did.
he heisted it from the local Thai restaurant.
yeah.
Grabbed one.
And honestly, like at this point, like Otaguro makes it seem like this movie is just a typical Save the Rec Center plot. I'm thinking like a bit. Yeah, because like he's like the honor of this big like mixed martial arts center Mall of America that we're gonna build. It's like I don't fucking know.
Okay, so
'Cause, like,
in
they
our
re-
version, Shane,
it seems like he really wants to build it.
in our version, he immediately says, "Oh yeah, this shit's all a scam.
Oh,
We
no.
can't tell Karate Dad, who's the guy who runs this school, because he's not in on it. We're doing this whole scam. Thank you. I needed the statue as a big part of it. The reason Chiba's not here is because he knows Karate Dad from the first movie, and obviously he can't be connected in
We
any
don't get
sort of
that either.
nefarious stuff. But he does say that he thinks somebody's on the inside, and that they were tipped off. The cops were tipped off, and he says that Karate Dad has a connection with a cop, Yamagami. Mm-hmm. So that cop from the beginning of the movie who resigned, and I said, well, he's not a cop anymore. So that's our plot. And from there, we go back to karate practice, because, why the fuck not, right?
Just more of it.
We got a little bit of plot. Go back to fucking more karate.
But we're gonna start featuring your boy Chiba's breathing exercise.
Yes.
The San-Chin breathing exercise.
Sanchin no kata, or as I wrote, probably translates to constipated donkey fist based on the noises and faces that we're getting.
I write, it sounds like a Lamaze class. Like they're practicing their,
Yeah.
Yeah. This is exactly what it sounds like. So apparently this is a real technique then, huh?
I'm sure it's legit. It just looks funny.
It's never failed me before.
Every day before you go to work, you're just doing this outside before you get in the car and drive off? Yeah?
Just take that moment to stare at myself in the mirror.
Now with the ladies like flexing muscles, like that's old school. Show them a good ass breathing technique. Just
Yeah. Show them you got that cardio, baby.
yeah, just like scrunch your face up like you're just looking like you're gonna like die.
Yeah, you look
Because the
like
thing
you're
is-
gonna shit your pants and breathe real heavy.
Because as you know, fellas, younger fellas, bring it in. Listen closely. Being a show pony is nice and all. You may look good. You got that gym muscle going, but you want to show somebody that you can put in the work.
The endurance, the stamina.
You got the breathing. You got the
It's
air.
all about the breathing, dude.
It's really what it comes down to.
Yeah, but you know what? After minutes of that, Bobby, we just cut to fucking slow motion bricks being broken with bare hands.
Yeah,
and then a dude's
the,
fucking head.
The tiles. It's like they showed up at our elementary school to tell us about Jesus.
Yeah.
we're in
Somebody's gonna rip a
tracksuits.
phone book.
We're gonna rip a phone book and break some bricks.
And what? Okay, there is one though that's pretty impressive. Is when that guy fucking breaks all those tile with his head.
It is pretty great. And there's a kid who's trying and he can't quite get it.
Yeah, so this is the whole reason I called this character Karate Dad, is because when this rather large man who runs the karate school comes up, and he is in the first movie, and we'll know that because we'll watch about half of the first movie in a few minutes. He comes up to this kid, and the kid's like, "I can't break the bricks, Dad." He calls him Dad.
Everybody
Yeah.
at that school does. He's karate dad.
Okay, but does he call him Dad in your dub or in your
Yeah,
version too?
she says father. Yeah.
Wait, this is a little girl?
Her name's Kazuko, and Ko usually means like a feminine name in Japanese. So
Yeah.
Okay, so
I
this,
just call her Kirby because like in the Japanese version, her yelps they sound a lot like how Kirby sounds in like Smash Brothers. So I just call her Kirby.
So Kirby can't break these tiles, right?
Nah.
And Dad's like, he says something, he goes, you just gotta want to do it. Which I'm like, that's such a fucking cop-out.
You didn't want it enough.
Yeah. And he's like, try a few more times. And she's hitting it. And she's like, my hand hurts. And he's like, I guess you're still stuck, because he just walks away.
I should point out, in I think Kirby Superstar, there actually is like a tile breaking game where Kirby does that. So I don't know what this Kirby's problem is.
Clearly inspired by Return of the Street Fighter.
Yeah. Oh, there's so many references to it.
If you suck at it, somebody, an old karate dad just comes on screen and goes, you gotta want to do it, Shane. Mm-hmm. You gotta want to break those tiles. And so Yamagami shows up, right? And he comes up and he's telling Karate Dad, he's like, well, I left the force. He says, I'm on leave. In our version, at least, he says, I'm on leave, so now I can solve the case however I want. I go, well, no. You're retired, dude. Like, unless it's...
According to him, they wouldn't agree to his resignation.
Oh, okay, so he's like, nah, they only put me on leave then.
He said, I quit, and they went, nah.
No.
And he was just kind of standing there shifting between his feet like, I honestly thought that would work. I didn't, I guess I'll go back to my desk.
This shit ain't adding up, man. Like, that happened off screen, apparently. So
In the Japanese version, he just says he left because like they were over an argument on the case.
politics and stuff. Really?
Office, yeah. Yeah,
He
no,
doesn't
he
say
says-
how he just totally fucked up the whole case and everything. Like, oh
No,
man,
he's just like, we argued about the case, so I put in my resignation so that I could follow through on it.
arguments usually have two sides.
Yeah.
This is very one-sided. So he's like, yo, no, now I can solve the case however I want. And he's like, so I'm looking for this Odaguru guy, right? Who is, we learn, that's the boss that hired Chiba.
Yes.
And was delivered, and he's setting up the whole charity scam thing, right?
Now, this raises an eyebrow for me because, like, I was thinking and writing out all these, like, Capcom Street Fighter references. Like, even the little girl is kind of like Sakura Kasugano to, like, Sonny Chiba's Ryu. But, like, this is just the plot of Rival Schools, which is a different Capcom fighting game.
That's the one that had the Skullorama guy, right?
No, that was Street Fighter EX, Skullomania.
Oh, that wasn't a Rival School guy?
No,
Welcome to the Capcom Fighting Cast, where we're going to go through.
no, that's when Erika made the Street Fighter EX games. Don't you know?
Of
I would
course,
dro-
I was testing
I will drop
you.
all the goddamn Street
Fucking
Fighter.
get with it, Bobby. God damn, you're messing up your fucking Rival Schools with Street Fighters? What the fuck?
I will drop all the goddamn Capcom trivia I fucking need.
Please respect my family's privacy during this difficult time. I want to apologize to anyone I've offended.
No, you know what? Take a break. Do 5, whatever the fuck move it is in Street Fighters, and come
Shoryuken?
back. Yeah, sure, come back.
Man, we're going to end up with another episode where we had to cut out the offensive part.
Okay, so what happens is that Yamagami tells him, like, look, Karate Dad, we're looking into this guy, the Odaguru guy, because he's supposed to be running this big karate school and making all this money, but he also's got mob connections, and this shit goes straight to the top, man.
Now, this is interesting, and I want to know if this is in the subtitled version as well. They mention he's raised over 6 billion yen for his BS Martial Arts Center. Quote, and he's raised it from Asian countries, so it can't be legitimate.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck does that mean?
I got it. Like they said he raised all that money from Asian countries, but they didn't put that.
So it can't be legitimate?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know how them Asians are.
Yes.
Jesus.
It's like,
You know how our fellow Asians are.
How is it that even the Japanese movie is turning into Dead End Drive-In?
This is just like in the first Street Fighter movie, when somebody in Japan refers to someone as Oriental.
God damn it!
Like, no.
I mean, they're having a field day in the American dubbing office. They're like, 6 billion yen? That shit ain't possible. You got to put in something about how we know that shit ain't legitimate.
You know how sneaky those Japanese are, right? Fellow Japanese men?
There ain't no money in karate, and everybody knows that shit. Get it in the movie.
I half expect somebody to be like, real Pearl Harbor job.
They shorthand it, man. They call it a real PH.
Oh my god!
So then Karate Daddy goes, all right, well, I'm going to get these guys in the office. He basically tells these guys, he goes, look, can you look into this Odaguru guy making all this money? Because we know this shit ain't legitimate.
Now I
guys.
love the idea of like these karate dojos having investigation teams.
Oh, it's so
I want to
good.
see that series.
But
Karate investigation unit.
yeah, police procedurals with karate dudes.
KIU.
Just karate dads investigating, following the money. Now, they say follow the money in our version, and they specify check all the Asian countries.
Well, hey, remember in
Yeah, all of them.
remember
All of them.
remember in Undefeatable, aka Unbreakable, where they have like a consultant who's like a kung fu guy.
Oh, yeah.
To figure out who's doing
And
the murders.
he could tell by the scratches on the body what kind of
yeah,
style
so we
of
have
martial arts.
We have martial arts forensics. Like, let's get this going. Grindbin presents.
Man, CSI Japan.
When they say they want to investigate all the Asian countries, do you mean every country in the continent of Asia?
Yes.
This is going to take some time.
Well, we see that they follow through.
I don't think we can do this in 50 minutes that's left. You're right, though. It takes about all 5 minutes, I guess. Well, I write my notes. I go, is anybody else confused as all hell? Because what the fuck is this movie about? Like, what happened to Chiba? We're talking about some sort of, like, karate charity scam?
Yeah, that's about it. That's what we're dealing with.
Okay. So then Yamagami brings up Chiba, and he's like, yeah, that Chiba guy's going to be a real problem. And Karate Dad's like, wait a second, you know Chiba? And he's like, yeah, no, it was this whole thing, and he's kind of mentioning about like how they got him and he killed these guys. Well, he didn't kill him, but he silenced one guy. The other guy got killed.
And they're like, "What, is Chiba your boy?"
And he goes, it's funny you should say that. Have you seen the first Street Fighter? Oh, no, audience? Okay. Well, we'll just play an entire fucking fight scene from the first movie right here.
We get a Listerine mouthwash filter over this flashback.
I mean, they might as well have shown Karate Dad wheel out the projector.
I mean, it basically is it just turns to black and white, and we watch an entire elongated fight scene from the first movie. Like, we are talking a good 10-minute fight scene.
Now, this brings up something that's, as far as the fighting goes, everyone fights in like a fairly realistic way, just like punches, but like all of their jumps are superhuman.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's their only superpower, is to jump incredibly high.
Like a Super Mario.
Exactly. Oh, yeah. No, there is a part later on where he's like jumping on people like Koopa Troopas.
Yeah, you remember those like Reebok pumps they used to have? Mm-hmm. Pump it up, dude. Jump like fucking 20 feet in the air.
The cheap bumps.
Yeah, cheap bumps. So yeah, we watch about 10 minutes of the first Street Fighter, just in case you forgot it. Which, by the way, this fight scene ends in very anticlimactic fashion, is that nobody wins.
Isn't that the real message about violence?
Yeah.
And also, we just cut back. It's like, well, that didn't really fill in anything. Karate Dad. that served no. Do you think, like, if you cut back while the scene was going on, Karate Dad was recanting the entire fight blow by blow to Yamagami?
Everyone's falling asleep, and he's like, anyway.
And then he came with a left, and then a right, and Yamagami's just checking his watch. He's like, are we? And so he's like, okay, now we're back to the movie. And Karate Daddy goes, yeah, but Chiba's pretty badass, and so is his dad. He's like a cool dude, man. So I don't think he'd have anything bad to do in this.
You should listen to your boy Chiba. He's a cool dude.
And so then the girl comes in, Kirby comes in, and she's like, Yamagami, will you spar with me?
And he goes, all right. And they go out there and start sparring.
Okay, Shane, please take it away. Please describe to the audience what the hell this sparring session is.
I honestly don't remember. I'm sorry.
Well, I can tell you that it ends with Yamagami gorilla pressing her with one hand.
He lifts this little girl above his head, and I thought he was going to fucking backbreak her. Like,
it was going to be like Bane breaking Batman.
Yeah, I was like, dude, put her down.
Yeah, he lifts her up by one hand. He looks around the karate school and goes, is this your champion?
He does kind of like spin her around like a basketball, too. He gives her a little spin in his one hand. I'm like, dude,
he's making a pizza. And he says to her, hey, you're getting good, I must say.
Yeah, and then that just ends.
She never walks again.
Odogaru, so the bad guy, and he's here to talk to Karate Dad. Yeah. And Karate Dad's like, hey, man, I want to know about all these shady dealings I've been hearing about. You running some sort of scam charity?
There's a great piece of subtitle dialogue, whereas, like, I guess to appeal to his honor, he's like, now as a fellow karate man. And they're both in tuxedos. Like, this is
karate
great.
Man.
This is how I want every business to
Yeah,
start.
is it spelt as two words or is it one word, like Bobby said?
I wish it was, but no, it's like, as a fellow karate man.
Let me level with you. Karate man to karate man.
Yeah.
But he goes, Odogaru's like, no, man, I've been just hitting the fucking, donation phones and shit. I'm working this, dude.
But Karate Dad is like, no, you're exploiting karate and its teachings. And he says to him, just return all the money. It's your only hope.
You're a sellout.
But Odogaru, he's really said, he's like, man, I got this killer marketing plan, dude. Got a good donor network. But nope, Karate Dad's not fucking buying it.
He's a karate man of honor.
And then he goes, well, if you're not going to tell me the truth, he goes, I do got some contradicting information. Bring in the boys. And Karate Dad invites some guys in, and he's like, look, you're going to give us the money back, okay? Or we're gonna beat you up. And he's like, okay.
We're going to karate all over you.
He's like, look, I want to do this the honorable way. Give the money back where it doesn't have to get ugly. And Odogaru kind of just walks out in shame. Immediately cut to him hanging out somewhere completely. This is not the karate school anymore, is it?
I think it is. It's just a different part that doesn't look at all like a karate studio. Like, this is some part of a hotel.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're fucking watching some dude who looks like a wolf man or something. This white guy who has got this fucking crazy hair and beard and shit.
Hold on. You're skipping a really big part. You're skipping Shirt Chic.
Thank you. That's in my notes, too.
It takes up an entire page where I just wrote down Shirt Chic.
We established this scene because Shirt Chic rolls in.
Yeah. How'd you miss that?
I'm sorry, I missed it.
Yeah,
I must have been
no.
writing notes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We opened that scene with the shirt sheik roll it up, and we call him such because it is not played by a Middle Eastern man.
Oh, no.
Well, he does appear later in the movie, and he's clearly
Yeah,
not played
it's that
by
guy.
a
Yeah.
Eastern man. Yeah.
And so, we have him. Shirt sheik arrives, and they say, "Welcome to Tokyo," and that's where we cut to this white dude fighting a flower pot for everybody.
I put Karate Kramer because of his hair.
This guy is like right out of Kill or Be Killed.
Yes,
Oh,
very
pardon me.
much
Kill
so.
and Kill Again.
Yes. Now, Shane, in our version, the dub version, Otogaru says, this guy is the best in his country.
This guy says he's the, in our version, in mine, he says he's the best in all of the Arabic countries. So
Oh,
all
they
the
don't-
Middle East, this guy's the top guy.
In ours, it just says his country, and I write, what country is that?
Where
No,
the
that's
hell
just-
this guy's from?
Just
He's the
Arabic
best.
countries. Now, I'm watching his, I'm not an expert or anything, but a lot of his moves looked more like Kung Fu because I practiced for a number of years.
Whoa, whoa,
And it
whoa,
looks like
hold
old
on,
Kung Fu
hold
routine.
on. Time out. Stop the boat.
What?
You're a Kung Fu man?
Yes,
He's a Fu-man.
I studied for many years in my youth.
Holy
know-
shit, Shane.
Actually, I should probably say this now because it's probably the most fitting time. So I didn't bring this up on the first episode I was on, where it was like most relevant. Cynthia Rothrock's undefeatable, but I have like reason to believe, and I'm like 99.9% sure this is true. I was taught kung fu by the student of Cynthia's husband.
Whoa.
Holy shit.
So what does that make
Yeah.
you two of you?
That makes him Shane Rothrock.
And yes,
Yeah, you're Shane Rothrock here for.
she's practically my big sister, is what it means.
Well, just so you know, Shane, now by the time this is being released, Tanner and I will have been at a local martial arts convention
Nice.
that I believe Cynthia Rothrock is going to be at.
Mike,
Cool.
is this
Ask her about me.
Mike, is this a good time to mention this? You want to go ahead and take a second to tell the listeners?
Well, this is going to release after that's over.
Oh, okay.
But Tanner and I have appeared. I'm only going with Tanner because he got offered a free table, and he's like, might as well go promote the Grindbin, see if we can get any sort of interviews while we're there, because there's going to be a lot of people from movies there. I believe Cynthia Rothrock is going to be there. I will
She
name
is
drop
on the
Shane.
guest list, and you
Yeah.
got to be like, Shane says hi.
We watched Karate Kramer fight for a while. He's the best in his country. What country is that? I don't know. Nobody knows. Not even the people who made the movie.
The one that's his.
Yeah. So then Yamagami is talking to some guy. It's like some sort of construction guy. He's only in it for this scene.
Yeah.
Right? And he's the guy who's basically, I guess, in charge of the whole construction of these karate schools.
Yeah, because he's got the blueprints.
Yeah. And he's like, all right, well, I think this is all fake and everything.
And when, what's the guy's name? Yamagami?
Yeah.
When he asks about the cost of the project, the guy responds with, you don't have the authority to ask about that. You bring a warrant or you forget about it, pal.
Fuck that shit fight scene.
Yeah, I got your warrant right here.
Yeah, and then Yamagami, man, just starts fucking... And here's the thing, is like, so he let Chiba get away, but Yamagami can hold his own, man.
Yeah. Did you notice there's a guy who jumps in too early and has to jump back?
He misses his mark and then just goes... "Whoop."
Yeah, he like jumps in too close to Yamagami, then has to jump behind him.
He's doing the time warp while everyone else is fighting.
This fight goes on for a long time, and it's almost like, I guess we can't get Chiba for the whole movie, so we might as well have another guy kick ass for a while. And eventually, construction dude gives up, and Yamagami tells him, he's like, I'm on to your plan. And I'm like, well, I'm glad somebody is, because the audience doesn't know what the fuck is going on at this point.
Can we be on to the plan?
Yeah, and I like the idea is like, the construction guy doesn't give up any information. Yamagami just stops and goes, I'm on to you. And that's how the scene ends. He just goes, yeah,
Got him.
yeah. And so then we just cut to Chiba working out in front of Pippi Longstocking.
Just doing flips all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she is liking what she sees.
Oh.
Now, how long have they known each other?
Well, we're about to get into that. It's
Because at one point,
definite.
right? I mean, it's not going to ruin anything, but I think at one point she says that I've known you since I was a kid.
Oh, I didn't get that.
I mean,
I've
that
seen the
could
scene
be
twice.
last week, because, she could
That
be
could
an
be now.
8-year-old. Like, yeah.
there is a lot of dialogue peppered throughout this that implies that they have kind of a Wolverine and Jubilee relationship.
Yeah, like it's
That,
like
you know,
he's
he's
like
kind of
Leon
a-
the professional type
Yeah.
of thing.
All
Like
I
they
got
they don't
was
hook up, but he does have sort of a father figure like relationship to her.
all
Yeah.
that I get is she says that like, you know, oh, I lived in Okinawa, but my parents are dead, and I was starving, and you found me, and we've been together ever since.
Okay, we kind
So
of touch
there's,
on
like,
that
some-
because she has that whole like you found
Yeah.
me on the street.
Yeah. So apparently he's known her since she was a girl, but like I said, that could be last week. I mean, we don't have no idea how old she's supposed to be.
Though I do like that while he's doing his crunches, she pulls out a boombox and he starts
Yeah.
complaining about it, and that reminds me of when we did the Love Butcher. That he has no time for this modern jazz.
Yeah, this cacophony of
Not
horse
while he's
manure.
doing his crunches. Just make me my Ovaltine, will
yeah.
you?
And at one point, while he's working out, he like knocks her ass over.
Well, no, I think the
could-
8-track like ejects and knocks her over.
Wait, the 8-track is the thing that hits her?
I think
It's a weird moment because she's explained that she thinks this music's totally groovy and that she loves it, and it reminds her of when she used to dance with the American GIs who were stationed. And
We don't get
he
that at
responds to
all.
that sensitively with, "Oh, really?
No,
Well, she's going off about how much she liked
that at
dancing
all.
with white people
no, we don't get that.
because this was dubbed by white men."
Right? No,
She
And
loved those
so yeah,
soldier
she's like, "Oh, I used to
boys.
dance with the GIs, and they were so great." And he shuts this down by saying, "Stop talking like that, or I'll beat your ass."
So you get none of that?
no. She's actually at this moment, she's actually kind of like flirting with him a bit, like saying, like, I owe you so much, and like giving him the eyes.
Okay, because
Okay.
in the dubbed version, that's why she launches into that. Because he threatens to beat her up, and she's like, "I just want to let you know I really appreciate all you've done for me."
He never threatens her with violence in mind.
Okay.
Wow.
In ours,
Thanks, white guys.
In ours, they go to like painstaking lengths to have no sexual tension between these two characters. Like they will have the looks that they give to each other, which is really creepy considering we don't know how old this girl is supposed to be. But they never reference anything of him coming on to her or vice versa. Never.
Yeah, it's like every time they do give each other a look, that's when we reiterate that they don't have that kind of
Yeah,
relationship.
by Sonny Chiba going, "I will punch you in the face."
I swear to Christ, I will rip your throat out. And then she goes, "You're like a father to me." And then we move on.
But then all of a sudden, this turns into like a fucking Mission Impossible or Inspector Gadget.
Yeah, how does this work?
No, it's great because, yeah, suddenly the radio goes, "Come in, Dick Tracy. Come in, Dick Tracy."
Yeah, like what? So this also happens in your version, then, huh, Shane?
Yeah, it's like come to Kadejima Station.
And so Chiba leans over to the boombox and goes, "It's your boy Chiba."
Yeah, it's your boy Chiba. I'm ready. And it basically says like, "Hey, there's somebody you need to meet. There's a mission for you at the subway station." And he's like, "Well, I guess
And
we follow what the radio tells us."
Yeah, and she goes to him. She goes, "Well, we better get a move on."
So we go to this subway station, and there's I write, quote, homeless man.
Yeah, Tommy Chong shows up.
Yeah, and he's there with
He goes,
instructions.
"Hey, man, here's a locker key."
Yeah, he gives him this locker key, and Sonny Chiba's like, "Wait, hold on a second. What the hell is this about?" And then the
But this
homeless
guy doesn't speak.
Yeah.
This is Silent
No.
Bob.
Chiba knows all about that because he's just ripped a man's throat out earlier in the movie. He's like, "Oh, I got you. But he's like, "But can you tell me who sent you here?" No, nothing. And the homeless guy
Getting a
just
word out of this guy.
kind of points to a locker with a key. Now, this is what I absolutely loved. They open the locker. And I really like this touch is that whoever left Chiba these instructions also left a bouquet of flowers.
Yeah, I was worried that they were going to find like a dead infant because that's
No.
a thing.
Oh God,
It's either a dead baby or a bouquet. And
Well, no,
he
that was
opened
really
one
like
with
a thing.
bouquet.
that was the end of that American Gladiators thing.
Yeah.
Where
If you
you open the locker and it's either a dead baby or a bouquet.
Well, I'm just going to plug Blackjack again. There is a Blackjack episode revolving around a baby being shoved in a coin locker.
Oh my God.
I'm just going to keep plugging it. All right.
The hell are you watching back there?
Is this a Terry show or?
No, this is all me.
So no, he doesn't have the dead baby in this one. In this American Gladiators, he got the flowers. So, and there's also a briefcase full of money. And then Chiba just shuts the locker without getting the money. And Pippi's like, "Wait, hold on now. We gotta get that sweet cash. What are we doing
It's
here?"
because it had a note with the money.
Yeah.
And the note told him that the money, basically this was a hit. You know, the note gave him his target, and the target is Karate Dad.
Yeah, and Chiba's like, but
And he rips up the note and just walks away.
oh, you know, but Pippi takes that money anyways. So we're back in Otogaru's office.
We just cut right to the office.
Yeah, and Chiba's all pissed, and he's like, I'm not gonna fucking kill Karate Dad.
And he goes, you can take all this money and stick it right up your ass.
And Otogaru tells him, he's like, look, Chiba, you should probably take that money, or something bad might happen to you.
Yeah, I wrote down the line in our version at least. He says, I suggest you think this over, because you know what could happen. And he says to him, hey, don't threaten me, because I know what could happen.
I'm like, dude, have you seen the movie? Chiba will fuck this shit up, dude. Like,
He starts going into his death lamaz.
I'm like, I don't think he's the type of guy you want to threaten, man.
No, he's like a rattlesnake. Now, what do they say in your version?
Basically the same.
Okay.
It's not
We still
different.
get that awesome cold-ass line?
Yeah, and speaking of cold ass, cut to
Oh.
a fucking ski lift?
This is a terrifying ski lift, though. There's like no seatbelts, and it's one seat.
Well, he's obviously very upset, so he wanted to go ride the ski lift for a while.
Also,
Yeah.
they have no skis. They're just riding a ski lift without skis on it. It's a single chair ski lift, which I've never seen. They've taken like
No.
a classroom chair and removed the fucking desk from it. And then they're like, just put a bar on it and then that'll take you up the mountain.
And she's on the one behind him shouting up to him.
Yeah, but
Like, think it over.
Well, it's funny because she's screaming at him, but like he's just answering in his normal talking voice, and she hears him somehow.
yeah, you're right. Yeah. And it's like, we're in the middle of a goddamn blizzard. Like, there's snow
Yeah.
going fucking everywhere. And Pippi's like, well, why didn't you take the money? And he's just like, no, I can't do this. He's my friend. And so they finally get to the top. And this is why I write my notes. I go, did he already have the ski trip booked or something? And like, he couldn't cancel at this point? Like, why are we here? I guess you guys have no answer.
We're
I was
perplexed.
trying to.
So fuck that shit. Fight on top of the ski lift. Because some guy's
Damn
just
right.
waiting for him there with like a big stick.
Yeah,
Well, it's like a level
They could've
of
just
video
sniped
game.
him when he was on it,
dropped
but-
down, and everyone spawned, and the level began.
It really is like a video game. It's like, now we're on the
yeah.
mountain level.
Now this is awesome because they're busting out all the weapons, and it doesn't matter. He's wailing on everybody. He stabs one dude. He slashes another dude. Then it's down to just him and one other guy. And what Sonny does, your boy Chiba throws his weapon down because we're gonna do the man dance. And the other guy, of course, follows suit. Like, yeah, I'm a karate man. I could do this. And so they go toe to toe. They lock up. He flips this guy, does like a Hurricane Rana MMA style type thing, and it looks like he's gonna break his arm. But instead of doing so, he donkey punches the eyes out of this guy's head.
Yeah. And we get the comical googly eyes popping out of this dude's head.
It's extra funny because like there's no blood on the eyeball, so like they're like it's just like golf balls pasted to his face.
Yeah, he just punches him square in the back of the head. His eyes pop out like a Tex Avery cartoon.
Yeah, or like those Ghostbusters toys.
Yeah, the Ghostbusters toys, or it looks like kind of like Large Marge in Pee-wee.
Or one of the Incredible Crash Dummies action figures back in the day had that.
Oh, yeah. And so then after all that, Pippi just shows up and she's like, hey, Chiba, you all right? And just hands him a handkerchief and he walks off. And I'm like, what a fucking weird-ass day this was.
It's been a rare day.
But guys,
so
what's
he
it time for?
You know, you gotta unwind. You want to get sweaty with your boys.
Dude, your boy
Exactly.
Chiba loves getting the sweat on.
Oh,
Right?
You
yeah.
need to sweat out the toxins, man.
Look, after he builds up a sweat fighting, he wants to build up a sweat relaxing, man.
It's true. So he's at the bathhouse, man, and he's just chilling. He's kicking back with the boys.
And your boy Chiba's just trying to fucking relax, and this one fucking
all he wants.
dude, like, just
This
won't
guy-
leave his ass alone.
This guy's trying
This
to
guy
launch his
comes up.
comedy career from this movie.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
God, dude. They
So
gave
he's
him
all,
5 minutes of screen time, and he used every inch of that shit.
Oh, yeah.
my fucking God.
He pulls up a stool and a microphone, and he goes,
He's like, I could just go
that's,
for it, right?
He goes, that's quite a physique. You know, you don't get that from just hanging around. You got to do sports, right? Got to be. Was it ping pong, badminton, huh?
Ping pong gives you those muscles.
And he goes, oh, wait, I got it. You're a karate man. I do a little karate myself. Let me show you a couple of my moves.
Oh, God. And my favorite part, though, is he goes, wait, hold on. Check out this trick I could do with these fucking rocks. and he runs over and he picks up the fucking hot sauna rocks in his hands and burns his goddamn hands. And Chiba never even breaks his gaze and looks at this man. He's just like, God damn it, man. Like, he looks legit pissed. It's almost like... Yeah, it's almost like he wants to look over at the director. He's like, dude, somebody hire this guy, or what the fuck is this?
This is the director's brother. He promised he'd promote his comedy stand-up routine.
But I didn't tell Chiba about it, so just kind of do your act. He might not know what's going on. We'll just roll cameras anyways.
This is, again, like a Rudy Ray Moore movie. Like, there's some friend of the director is just like, hey, can I get 5 minutes?
And so the next thing is, like, they're getting their rub downs now, right? Your boy's getting their rub downs. And the guy's got his hands all bandaged up and everything. He still won't shut the hell up. Fuck that new fight scene.
Hold on. This is one of the most beautiful subtitles in the movie. He's still, like, running his mouth, of course, as you said.
Of course.
While they're both getting their massages. And, like, he's talking about his bandaged hands. And he's like, us karate guys, we call this a burn. And I was like, yeah, we call it that too. That's the line. And then he grabs the girl who's massaging him. He grabs her breast, and she knocks him over. And then somehow that triggers Sonny Chiba's fight scene. It makes no sense.
Just this massive fight scene. So what you're telling me is that this fight scene all started because that guy with the burned hands grabbed a lady's boob, and then everybody just started fighting them?
Yeah.
And the man in the back said everyone attack, and it turned into a ballroom blitz.
And he literally starts jumping from person to person on their shoulders like he's Mario.
I loved it. He ran across the crowd.
Yeah.
I mean... This is fucking nuts, dude. It's like Chiba is kicking everybody in this spa's ass with his underwear on. Like, that's it. Just in his
like
fucking
Eastern
undies.
Promises. But yeah, he literally piles up all of their unconscious bodies in the sauna and then cranks the heat up and leaves.
He tries to murder them Beta Boy style.
He does.
Beta Boys did to Tim Robbins.
He literally killed everybody in the spa.
Yeah.
Just to impress a girl.
And you know what? Fuck that shit. Cut to Karate Dad's office, right?
Damn right.
And this is funny as these guys are in this office, right? And they're the karate men from various, quote, Asian countries, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we know they're up to no good.
One of them goes, this one's a picture of my brother. He died.
The guy from Rangoon.
It was a mob killing. And they go, also, we got some evidence for you, Karate Dad, that Otagaru forged the stuff. He's fucked up, man.
Yeah, they've been forging the names of all the heads of all the karate schools.
Yeah. Now, Shane, I'm really hoping that your subtitle might be different, is because in our dub version, Karate Dad responds with, what an evil man. Now I think we can get him.
Honestly, that's pretty much what he says in this one, too.
God.
It's like, let's get that bad guy.
Yeah. So then we cut to Chiba's riding on an elevator with a pretty lady, and cut to them in Chiba's apartment.
Remember what I said? Aggressive consent?
Absolutely.
He works fast, is what I
Yeah.
write. But they don't really do anything. They just kind of cuddle naked in a bed.
I think
Isn't that how you
they
do it?
already did it.
So it's post-coitus is what we're talking about.
I think
here.
so.
Man, Chiba does work fast. Like, we didn't even get to see it, man.
He's efficient. He's a busy man.
Camera showed up late.
Well, he took the elevator. Camera guy had to take the stairs.
So Bobby, they're falling asleep, and she's
Yeah.
reaching for her purse.
And
At this point, I'm like, honey, don't bother reaching for the rubber.
Yeah. That
Chiba
train has
busts
left
through
the
that
station.
shit like he busts that fucking dude's eyeballs out.
Exactly.
Don't even worry about it. Yeah. Viva Chibas.
Now,
But,
do you think they could have had a golden opportunity to have Chiba endorse a line of condoms in Japan?
Oh, man.
Oh, no, he never would. He does sex like he does his sushi raw. Come on.
But since you all
Cheese
can't
we're
be
talking
like
about.
me... That's how the commercial starts. But since you all
Yeah.
can't be like me...
Yeah.
and he pulls out a package of Chibas.
But she reaches into her purse, not for a rubber, but for
No, some
What kind
kind of
of a weapon?
retractable weapon.
yeah. And then, guys, he's back. Well, Chiba stops her because he immediately knows, like, Chiba's got fucking eyes in the back of his head, dude.
He's not falling for that shit, so he immediately breaks her arm.
Yeah, and kind of tosses her off the bed, and oh my god, Grindbin All-Star Shirt Chic returns.
He's back. So happy about that. And Chiba starts playing The Floor is Made of Lava because he's like jumping from the beds.
Oh, yeah.
That's how this fight scene starts.
He's just like, Chiba is so bored with kicking ass at this point. He's like, no, the floor's lava. And he's like, this is just for fun. This is just for my entertainment at this point. Like, he's bouncing all over the fucking place. He's on beds. He's on chairs. He's on tables. It doesn't fucking matter, dude. He's just kicking ass.
It's like a Donald O'Connor musical number. He runs up the wall, does the backflip, throws his hands out to the side.
And at one point, Pippi just shows up. And she is, like, kind of more getting in the way than anything else.
Yeah. Well, she was, like, listening in during the sex.
Yeah, that was kind of weird, is that she's sitting by the door. Again, it's like, how old is she supposed to be?
You always need a point man listening in on you. Come on.
And then, you know what? He fucking takes out Karate Kramer within seconds. Seconds!
Yeah. It's like an unmasking. It's like an unmasking because, like, he takes off his turban and then smashes him in the head and, like, ragu starts pouring. He's like, aha! I knew you were Italian.
Yeah, well, from whatever country he's from, it couldn't have been that good.
Nope.
And you're right, he's dead. So Karate Kramer exits this movie. Chiba's now just walking out in the rain.
Yeah, doing some man shit, crying in the rain.
And Bobby, I don't know his name, but
Junjo.
guy from the first movie.
Yeah, a shadowy man appears in the rain. You haven't seen part one. So yeah, this guy's name is Junjo, Junjo. And he whips off his covers to reveal himself, and he holds up the little voice thing to his throat because, as we're about to find out what happened to him, he goes, "That's right, I'm back." And we do the flashback to the end of part one where Terry rips his throat out, Roadhouse style.
Yeah, and Bobby, the quote is, he goes, yes, he says in our version, Shane, he goes, "Yes, that's right, I'm dead and not a corpse."
What?
Makes sense.
That's not what we get at all. He says he survived because and can speak because of, like, the wonders of, like, modern medical science. And, like, if you've ever watched
he
any,
says
like,
that too.
Yeah, and if you've ever watched, like, any anime or any over-the-top Japanese movie, that's, like, always a sign that the villain is gonna, like, bust out a metal arm or some, like, crazy weird medical modification. I thought he was gonna do it, but no, he just speaks funny.
And he says, "I'm going to complete my vision in which I kill you. We're living in an age where even a heart can be transplanted by a skilled enough doctor, and if you have enough money and the will to live, you can get artificial vocal cords. So I've come to finally kill you. Let's go somewhere and conclude this."
Now, what do you guys call him in your notes? I called him Robot Boss.
I just have his name, Junjo.
Okay. Because he's just like, he goes on that long thing, and I'm like, I kind of feel bad for him. Because he's like, I went through all sorts of surgery and all sorts of money, and my life is shit, Chiba. It sucks. Everything about my life sucks, and the only reason I'm living as a robot man is just so I can kill you.
You were supposed to be my boy.
And I'm like, dude.
Now, should point out that at the beginning of this scene, like, when he starts walking into the rain, Bokeh is pleading with him. And, like, he just keeps, like, shoving her from her face to the ground. Like, it's the old Sonny again. He's, like, really shoving her.
The old Sonny's back.
Yeah.
Well, because he saw the guy from the first one, and he became the guy from the first one.
Yeah. And so, yeah, you're right. Like, we cut to this entire scene from the first movie, like you said, Bobby, where we see
replay the ending of the first one.
Yeah, the entire end
Are they,
to
like,
the
on a
first
boat?
movie. Oh, yeah,
It's
that's
like
the first
they're
movie, dude.
Yeah, they were, like, at a dock
Okay.
in that final fight.
I think they were actually on a boat. Like, at some point, they were, like, smuggling people or something, and they're literally legit on a boat at the end of that movie and getting a big fight scene on the open ocean. I don't really remember, but I think that's what happened. But now, they're fighting again in the rain.
But now they're, like, outside the Sony building pulling swords on each other.
Yeah, it's funny you say the Sony building. I wonder why we would know that. Because, goddamn, everything else might not be well lit in this movie, but fuck, that Sony sign is.
Front and center. Right there. Brought to you by Sony. But, yeah, he slashes our boy Chiba on the arm, and then lightning immediately flashes like there's a quickening.
Oh, yeah. Highlander,
like,
dude.
you gotta get his head. You can't just slash his arm.
But that's the thing is, like, I was like, dude, props to Robot Boss, because I thought he was going to get his ass handed to him as a robot, but man, he really held his own.
I thought that because he was a robot and it was thunderstorming, I thought he was going to get struck. I was really hoping for that.
He just starts shorting out.
Yeah.
I wrote my notes. I go,
Well,
he
we
must
will
have had
get
that
that.
bionic woman doctor.
Yeah. But yeah, he slashes Chiba again and then knocks him right off the building.
Killer
Oh, yeah.
Instinct
Like,
style.
Chiba
And this is,
straight up
again,
like
it's not Street
falls to
Fighter.
his death.
Dude, this is a real fucking through the hell in the cell, right?
Yeah.
By God, they've killed him. Because he fucking lands with a thud.
He does, and then Junjo just leaves him for dead, and we cut to Pippi trying to drag Sonny's corpse out of the street.
So then we go to Otogaru, and he's meeting with Karate Dad, and Karate Dad's like, hey man, the jig's up. He goes, we got proof. And I write, he fucking opens that door and he fucking brought witnesses, motherfucker.
Yeah, you fucked with the wrong Karate Dad.
And the Karate Dad brings in these dudes. They lay it all out. They're like, yeah, man, we got fucking paper trails. We got all sorts of stuff. We got photos.
Got the receipts, motherfucker.
Yeah, he does. At one point, Karate Dad brings out fucking letters and taps them on Otogaru's chest. He's like, fucking receipts, bud.
Yeah.
And so then Yamagami shows up and he goes, Otogaru, you're going to prison. And the Karate Dad says, well, I'm going to call the police. I have to, but I'm a karate man and I'm a man of honor. So you can make amends and think of something. That's what he says.
As a fellow karate man and a man of honor
Yeah.
like me, you can come up with some way to make this right.
Yeah. And then just kind of lets him go. And I'm like, well, man, he
As
really
you
got
do.
off easy. Dude, they fucking emasculated this dude in a room, and they're like, yeah, but you can find a way to pay us back, right?
And so he goes to figure out a way. So he meets with his mafia liaison.
Okay, now this is where we're definitely going to diverge between our version and Shane's.
I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
Shane, in our version, I call this man Don Racist, because every line that this mafia guy says is racist in our dubbed version. He calls everybody by a certain color, the color
Yeah.
that you would use to refer to people from those countries,
Yeah.
over and over and over again. Every line in the movie, he keeps saying
He likes it.
Yeah.
He sure does. We know his favorite Coldplay song.
Jesus. Oh, God.
But yeah, so he starts talking to the liaison, and I don't want to bury this reveal because we figure out who his liaison to the American Mafia is, and it's Silent Bob from earlier.
Yeah.
The homeless man.
His name is Don Costello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don Racist. So
Don Flamingo.
In your version of the movie, though, he's not racist at all?
No, he's really
He's a
boring.
nice guy.
He's not. He's just like, yeah. He just like says things flat out. I was like, no, I'm taking over now. I'm gonna rule the karate world. That's all. It's just.
Oh man. Well, here's
Just
what he says in
bullshit.
our version, Shane. He says, well, to the mafia, you're useless now. You're just another slant-eyed, inefficient Jap.
Yeah.
And he goes,
Oh
well,
my
I'm in
God.
charge now. And then he shoots him.
Yeah. And look, I don't want to, like, we might not mention it later in the movie, but there is a part where he says later in the movie, and I don't want to skip over this, that his goal, Don Racist's ultimate goal, is to exterminate the entire population of, quote, yellow people.
Oh, dear.
So I said
my
he's going to kill,
God.
like, over 1 billion people? Is the plan of this movie?
He's going to try to put a dent in it.
All through some sort of karate charity?
Yeah,
Man.
through a fake karate charity is how he's going to commit genocide.
Yeah, he's going to commit genocide on the entire continent of Asia. So there we go.
He's got big evil dreams.
God.
So none of this is in your version?
No, he just wants to make money by controlling the karate world. That's it.
He just wants that sweet karate cash.
Seems so simple.
You know.
I like the subtitle one better.
He's,
Yeah, we got
so,
Don Hitler. We got Don Hitler over here, and you're talking about some guy who's just like, yeah, I'm just looking to make a few bucks off karate schools.
Man, Don Hitler
Yeah.
sounds like the worst lounge singer. So anyway, fuck that. We're going to dinner.
Yeah, because, Karate Guy
Yes.
and his boys do the Karate Men, and Yamagami, dude, of course you're going to fucking celebrate with a nice,
Speaking of Buca de Beppo,
they got the Lazy
Yeah.
Susan and everything, dude. This
we
thing,
got the nicest. We had this in part one, if you remember, Mike. There was a scene where we had like this same nice restaurant. It's Karate Dad's favorite place to go because it has that sweet lazy Susan in the middle of the table.
Dude, that's where he brings all his friends. They got the private room in the back for him. A little ba-ba-ba.
Yeah.
You know, everything's great.
It's perfect. We're pouring wine, and oh shit, the mafia dude's busted.
Yeah, and they fucking shoot up the place. They shoot
man.
the two
Light it
karate
up.
men. Like, those guys are
They
fucking
do.
gone,
You see, this is
dude.
why this is why I demand to have the fortune cookie first. Then I know this is going to happen.
Because that'll at least give you a heads up.
And this isn't
Karate
racist
Dad-
because they're in a Chinese
Go ahead.
restaurant. It is very apparently Chinese.
Hey, you know what? No one was accusing you of racism until you started defending yourself.
Now we know where he's really coming from.
Yeah. I just want you all to know I'm definitely not racist. Like, who said you were? All right.
Well, it's a Japanese movie.
All right.
He's still going for it.
Explore it.
I can't explain because I keep cutting in and out now.
Okay. Well, basically what happens is that everybody gets shot up. The two karate men are dead. Like Bobby
Karate
says...
Dad took a bullet in the arm, and he starts chopping fools down with his good hand.
Oh, dude. He's fucking Nick Cage in this shit from Con Air, man. That ain't stopping
What's
him, dude.
amazing about this series is there's actually a guy tougher than Chiba.
Oh, yeah, man. He fucking...
Karate Dad's a fucking badass.
He takes out all these goons, and then Bobby, he looks over to see, oh, no. Yamagami was shot.
This is terrible.
Yeah, and Karate
It's
Dad's...
like we didn't know what to do with that character.
Yeah, Karate
He's
Dad's really
Yamagani.
kind of bummed about it. And, I'm sure we're going to get more scenes with Karate Dad in the very near future, guys.
Absolutely.
Actually, that's a wrap. That's a fucking wrap. We'll never see him again for the rest of the fucking movie.
You know, that's more realistic. He's like, man, my arm hurts. I'm out.
Dude, this is like... This story didn't end. It's like... People are going to think we're just trying to rush the rest of this movie for the podcast. No. It goes at a rapid pace because we got about fucking 20 minutes left in this thing, and man, does it just fucking just kind of go. Because the next thing we see is Pippi and Chiba are now living like the goddamn Ninja Turtles.
Yes, where
Yeah,
do you
we
bring
could-
a man to recover? The sewer, right?
Yeah, she wants to introduce him to that rat she met. And
She also
so
brought him
lo-
some baguettes.
Well, he's hurt. You got to rub a baguette on it. Yeah, he's in the sewer eating food they found.
Yeah, so we need a sewer level.
Yeah, you know, always in Final Fight, whenever you're starting to get low on energy, you hit a trash can, you get a baguette. And so she's trying to give him a baguette, and
Right.
She's rubbing it on his wounds.
yeah, and she's finally able to wake him up. And then cut to that flashback from the first movie, Bobby, with Chiba's dad
this
getting
one's
killed.
Where, where the general is telling young
was so
Chiba, your
confusing to
father's
me.
a traitor and your mother's a whore. You're a half-breed, you're scum, and then they shoot his father.
Okay, while they shoot his father, though, the dub version is so amazing. Is you just get this, like, little Chiba, so baby Chiba, and he just goes, "Daddy, Daddy," as his dad is being shot in the fucking head.
And then he hears his dad's voice over the whole thing going, "Listen, my son, trust no one. Sharpen your skills. Never let anyone beat you." And then the Street Fighter theme music starts playing.
Now, Shane, in your version, what the hell happens in that scene? Is it even close to what we just
Well, they don't
described?
call him a
here?
half-breed. Like, I noticed, like, it didn't look like Japan. It looked like
Really?
they were wearing Chinese military uniforms.
They are wearing
so I
Chinese
assumed-
military uniform.
Yeah, so I assumed, like, did part some of this take place in China? Is he part Chinese? I guess.
Your version didn't have Cher come in and start singing Half-Breed?
No. But
Oh man.
the whole thing with like trust no one and like sharpen your skills and don't let anyone beat you. It's like, yeah, word for word.
Okay.
But the next thing we see is that Chiba wakes up from his slumber. He's ready to kick some serious ass. But first, he's got to eat a banana.
Yeah.
Potassium's
You
important.
know
You don't
when
want
you're
to get a
eating a
cramp.
banana and you know when you eat a banana and you give a girl those eyes.
Oh yeah.
But he's giving her this eyes, and then
Viva Chiba.
he's just like, "I know your secret." She's like, "What you talking about?" And he's like,
You're not really.
"I know
eight.
you've been." He goes, "I know you've been working for the mafia all along."
and you're a grown woman.
I'm like,
Dun,
"What?"
dun.
And this
He
is
knew.
when she says, "I've been working with the mob since I was a kid."
but my my ill-defined backstory is all true.
I'm like, "What?" So for how many years have they been setting up this fucking karate scam school? Like, what is going on? So they had
So
some girl as a child, since she was a child, follow Sonny Chiba because he's doing stuff against the mob?
Yeah.
Okay.
It all makes sense.
Again, this could be last
Well, he
week because
wasn't
we
even
don't
at
know
the
how
time.
old she is. I mean, we have no idea how old she is, so this could have been 2 weeks ago. I don't know. This could have been 10 years ago. I have no fucking clue. But all we know is she's been following him since she was a child and has worked for the mob the whole time.
But wouldn't you know it, guys? Falling in love wasn't part of the plan.
Yeah. And I write, this is really heavy shit to drop with 15 minutes left in the movie.
Yeah, I'm gonna need one of those baguettes.
Yeah. And so then Pippi goes, look, I'll do whatever you want, Chiba, because I feel really bad. And then he gets a really creepy smile, and I'm starting to get very worried. And then he just says, I want to kill Otogaru. And I'm like, thank God.
Because someone's got to stop these murders. And he does, like, a badass thing. He grabs this big bottle of, like, I don't know, Jameson. And,
it's a bottle of wine, which makes this even weirder.
Okay. Well, see, he takes a big swig out of it, and then he takes a mouthful and he spits it into his own wounds.
that's how it works.
Yeah, like he's
Well, hold on,
sterilizing
you cut
all
out
the
the part where he
cuts.
finds out the part where he finds out Boyardee is dead. Remember?
You know, wait, hold on.
Well-
in your version, Karate Dad died?
Yeah, well, no, he doesn't die, but she tells him he died because she knew that the mob was going there. But at the end of the
Okay,
scene, he's
that's-
still alive.
Because she
And then
didn't
we
know
never
how
see
it
him
went
again.
down.
Yeah,
I do have...
we never see
Yeah,
him
she
again,
does.
so it doesn't even fucking matter.
She does mention that the mafia went after.
And then we get a
the
cutaway
karate
to like
dads.
Boyardee in front of a black screen.
What?
We get like this weird like it shows like Boyardee in front of a black screen doing karate moves as like Sonny's remembering him.
Oh god!
You
This
didn't
is
get
how he
that?
dug down. I don't think we have that part.
No, we do not
Oh my
have
god,
this
it's
part.
the best part. It's like it's
What?
Karate Dad like in front of like a black screen, like doing karate moves. Like it's like Sonny remembering him in his despair of finding out that he's dead. Then he
This
starts
is
spitting the wine over
incredible.
himself.
No, in our version, she just says he might be in trouble. And that
No, she
Yamagami
says
was
he's
murdered.
No, she says that that not Yamagami, because they don't care about Yamagami. Like those two don't really know him. She said
Yeah,
that,
she tells us in
Karate
our
Dad's dead.
version, she says Yamagami was murdered, and then Chiba's like all upset about it, which again, he doesn't even fucking know that guy, so you're right,
Yeah,
it wouldn't even
no.
make sense.
She mentions
And
Karate
she
Dad.
says Karate Dad is in trouble in our version. She says nothing about him dying.
She says she's dead because the hit was put out on him, even though he survived that
Oh.
scene. But we also still don't see him after that.
And I missed the tender moment?
yeah.
Oh, man. No, then he just
Sonny really
Popeyes
cared.
this shit up with a bottle of white
Oh
wine.
yeah. Absolutely.
So yeah, he's spitting that all over his wounds, and then he just pours the rest of the bottle on his own head. Like he takes a quick wine bath.
It's like a typical night out with me and the boys.
Yeah, and then...
And then just like you, Shane, he starts breathing, he starts flexing.
And then we just cut to, like... Well, I say away he goes, as Pippi is now just walking along an overpass, and then Bob Guy's...
Incognito.
Yeah, not at all.
She's not wearing the
'cause
hat and not the.
She
She's not
doesn't
wearing
have
the
the
hat
hair.
and pigtails anymore.
But the mob guys just pull up in a car and take her away.
Yeah.
That's all that happens. Then just cut to screaming from outside a building at night. Chiba's here. He's arrived to the screams.
Yep.
He sneaks inside. It just...
Starts hitmanning everybody.
Yeah, and he just knocks out the power. He's sneaking around a dark building. Then he just sneaks around until eventually he finds Pippi at the bottom of a set of stairs. She's like all beat up and bruised and
She's
everything.
been blinded.
Now I was kind of upset about this.
Yeah, her eyes are bleeding.
And he's like, what did
Yeah.
they do to you? And I write, why did she even allow herself to get kidnapped? Like, what was the point of all this?
Why was that part of the ban?
Yeah.
But yeah, and so he says, "What do they do to you?" And she just tells him to run, but it's too late because he's surrounded.
Yeah, and the guys are
And
all there
Don
with
Racist
flashlights.
comes in and says, and I'm quoting here, "You can't save that blind yellow bitch."
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's not what's.
Yeah,
It's not in
no,
mine.
Shane. Bobby's.
He says
he's really sugarcoating it too, man. Because
Yeah.
he uses
says
the
the
term
mafia
yellow about
is gonna-
50 more times.
Oh yeah, because the mafia is going to take over the whole lousy yellow hemisphere.
God.
Yeah, that's when he says, we wanted to take over the whole hemisphere and get rid of them. But no, so in your version, what does he want to do? He doesn't want to cause mass genocide in the entire Eastern Hemisphere?
No, he has no plan. He just wants to use karate for money and has no clear-cut way of doing it except for the fucking, like, Mall of America dojo place that they want to build that they're not going to build. It's going to pocket the money.
So you're saying he doesn't care about He doesn't care about white or yellow. The only color he cares about is green.
Hell yeah.
Got it. Got him.
Like the bad guy in Coffee.
Yeah. Costello lives up to his name. His aim is true, and he shoots bokeh.
He does. And he says, now it's your turn. He turns to Sonny. But Junjo shows up. He's like, no, this guy's mine.
Yeah, well,
He says,
I mean, Robot Boss does have a thing, Bobby, because he's like, look, Don Racist, I went through a lot of shit to be able to kill Chiba, so this is mine.
Yeah. He says, you know, your boy Chiba and I, we got a date with destiny. It was set long ago. And everyone in the room goes, we know!
And he's like, all right, well, you can have your little fun and have your fight scene with the flashlights on and everything.
And he turns to Chiba and goes, are you ready to die? And Chiba goes, you'll see.
And we should say, though, that everybody allows Chiba to respectfully lay Pippi Longstocking to rest. They all watch him as he just, like, kind of gives her a proper burial.
They're honorable karate men.
Yeah.
But while he's giving her that little send-off, he sneaks a little blade into his hand.
Sure does. He's ready. Meanwhile, I want to point out, though, Junjo, the robot guy, is dressed exactly like Dr. Grant from Jurassic Park.
Oh my God, you're right.
Yeah, original script, Dr. Grant, robot.
He's wearing the entire Sam Neill outfit. And he pulls out a raptor claw.
Handkerchief and everything,
Yeah,
right?
he's got it all.
And that fucking Hughes kid in the beginning of the movie is telling him, like, I don't think a raptor's that scary. And
Oh,
then
you mean the Dream Child from Nightmare on Elm Street 5?
Oh, fuck, it's him? Shit.
Yeah, that's him. We square off. Him and Dr. Grant. And, right as they're about to run at each other and fight, suddenly your boy Chiba turns and throws one of those secret blades right into Don Racist's eye.
Yeah, and that's when Robot Boss looks at him and he goes, clever girl.
And then he picks up a gun from one of the guys he stabbed just now, and he just starts shooting everybody. Fuck it.
Yeah, he's like, fuck it. What the heck? No.
I don't have to be honorable with these assholes.
Yeah. I like Chiba's style, dude. He's like, fuck that honor shit. Y'all gonna die.
When he eventually runs out of bullets, he stabs a dude with the gun.
Yes,
Yes,
he
he
does
does.
put a gun in a man's gut.
Yes.
Like, very Riccio style.
Just jams it in his stomach. Like a Mortal Kombat
Yeah.
fatality. And then we have
I
the big
write-
fight.
Oh my god. So I write that there's a fight scene and he's kicking major ass. That is a note that lasts for 10 minutes of the movie.
It's like
Yes,
a video
no,
game
this is
level.
really like a final. Yeah, it's just really like final fights.
Yeah,
it's
it's
Because
kind
like
of
the boss is running away and he's like trying to catch up to him while fighting guys.
But there's so many guards. It's like the hallway
Yeah.
scene from Old Boy.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I mean, he's just taking out people left and right. It lasts for 10 minutes, and it's not a joke. It's a 10-minute scene of him taking out. Like, Chiba's just taking out guys one by
Yeah,
one.
and when too many of them show up, he does this like, "Hurrah!" and like half his life bar gets depleted, but it clears the screen.
Yeah, but he found a baguette in that trash can, so no
Eats
problem.
that real quick. He gets it back. We're going.
Yeah, but I do like this. Is it's a very fitting death for Robot Boss.
He does. He jams a drill bit into his foot, and then he breaks this guy's leg and kicks him into an electrical box.
Yeah, because the
Yes.
one way you kill a robot, gotta electrocute him. You know?
And then Don Racist tries to run away on top of a gasoline truck.
yeah, we're just
Oh.
magically on a gasoline truck at this point.
Yeah, we've climbed up on one, and your boy Chiba's whooping his ass so loud that it distracts the driver.
Now this is great because in my version, this is the only time like Don Costello starts speaking English, and he's like, "Come on, give me a chance, come on!" Like when he speaks in English, he sounds like a little bitch.
That's like one of my mom's boyfriends trying to win her back.
And Bobby's in the corner going, little bitch.
Seriously. Fight you on top of a gasoline truck. But yeah, so the driver is so distracted, and your boy Chiba knows what's up, so he jumps off the truck, and then the driver with Don Racist on top crashes the truck, and it explodes.
Well, okay, a few notes about this scene. One, now you say you can hear it. You certainly can't fucking see it. This shit is so goddamn shaky and dark. It's not lit, like, at all on the Amazon version. I can't see what the fuck is going on. It is a very, very confusing scene on top of a gas truck.
All of the outside nighttime scenes are terrible. They're all filmed awful.
Yeah.
And two, do you think the mobile people were happy with how their product got placed into this movie?
You know,
Yeah.
I don't...
Because The driver of this truck is the person who crashes it, and he is fucking driving a mobile gas truck.
He is.
It prominently says it on the back of that truck as it fucking explodes and the credits roll.
The credits roll as we see the fire-illuminated face of Sonny Chiba as he starts laughing.
Yeah.
Which is amazing because the guy driving the gasoline truck was an innocent civilian.
Yeah.
And it ends with our hero going, and then the movie ends.
You know, he did work for Mobile, so is he really that innocent?
My God.
Whoa.
Big oil.
Environmentalist
kinda
Sonny
reminds-
Chiba.
This kind of reminds me of the beginning of Resident Evil 2.
Oh, okay. So that
Okay, I'm not going to lie like Mike. I'm going to say, what do you mean by that?
Okay. Well, another Capcom reference at the beginning of Resident Evil 2, a truck driver is zombified and he crashes his truck and like makes a big explosion that separates the two main characters.
Shane, we'll start with you. Do you recommend?
Yeah. Honestly, no.
No.
I wish I could, but there's just so many other like great martial arts films, especially, and also like a lot of great Japanese films from around this time period. I don't think I could really like recommend this one. I haven't seen the first one. I don't have much context for like this full series, so I don't know. If you're a big Sonny Chiba guy, you might, and you want to be a completionist, I'm sure it's for you, and I'm sure you've already seen it. So my recommendation doesn't really matter.
Great way to wrap that up.
Yeah.
Mike, what do you think?
it's not very good. It has good fight scenes.
you're right.
It's
yes.
I mean, the original Street Fighter was fine. Like, it was a fun watch. This one, I mean, unless you're a completionist, I'd say just pass.
Yeah, I kind of echo what you're saying, Mike. This only really works if you've watched the first one. It's a companion piece. As a film unto itself, there's not a lot going on here, so I can only kind of lightly recommend if you really dug the first one.
Yeah.
But it's not a great film at all by any stretch of the imagination, and I don't know. I mean, I've liked Chiba and other things. He's really unlikable in this one.
Well, at least he's not aggressively grabbing women.
That does help that he's not just like planning kisses on anybody with a pulse.
Yeah.
He should have done that to Junjo at the end.
He should have said to everyone.
Just one for the
like,
road.
Equality.
Yeah. Yeah, when the Chiba's hungry, he eats.
Yeah.
So, guys, do you hear that sound?
Oh,
my God.
boy.
Man, so how do you think Bobby and DeVito fit into the world of Return to the Street Fighter? Shane.
So I actually have two theories. Let me just start with the van one.
All right.
So obviously, it's been a lot of hiccups. We're losing Rico Grande, and like Gentoku. So the Mafia hires Bobby and DeVito to use their van to start smuggling Buddhas, across borders in Asia. So
Ooh, I like this.
Obviously the boys lose the Buddha when they're rightfully checked thoroughly at customs. So DeVito's like, okay, Bobby, I think we can pull a fast one on these guys. Remember that body paint we got for that nudist festival in Europe we never got to use? You greased me up good with that gold goo, and we got these boys fooled. And I'm gonna sneak out first chance I get. But DeVito never really gets his chance and just winds up hanging around the Yakuza place as a golden Buddha for a while. And no self-respecting geisha will even take the money to spend time with Bobby. That's mine. Oh, and the second one is, I have another theory connecting this. Now, Sonny Chiba, he gave the good to that one gal. Well, this was reminding me of something. As far as assassins who sleep with people, I think that is Kim from Malibu High.
Oh, wow.
I think these movies connect. I think that at some point she went to Japan, wound up with Sonny, and just got her ass beat.
Oh, incredible.
Wow. Mike, what about you?
I always do these off the top of my head, and this is a real tough one, Bobby. Like, how are we going to get Bobby and DeVito in the Street Fighter?
I'm struggling with that myself.
And I think, there's only one way, Bobby.
Me too.
There's a blind corpse.
Oh, God. Oh, of course. Why didn't I consider the blind corpse?
Oh, no. But what if, like, you know how the girl Pippi was saying, apparently in Shane's version, that she was wandering the streets of Okinawa because her family was lost?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I feel like the reason she might have been wandering those streets is because she she got picked up by two guys who were saying, you want to share joints, you want to hang out, and maybe that's where she got her jazz lingo from,
That makes so much sense. So Chiba saved her from Bobby and DeVito.
Yes, he fucking
And she still
shot the side of the straight arrow and fucking broke it in half like a goddamn karate tile.
With one mighty chop, the straight arrow busted into twain. But that explains why she talks the way she does.
Exactly, and then she kind of gets over it after a little bit. So,
oh, that's amazing.
There you go.
I think that Karate Dad's not the only trainer. There's a lot of karate schools around that are in this system of honorable karate men, and I think there's a less honorable one that he doesn't like to talk about. Oh, God. That's been part of this whole thing, and you can learn some valuable tricks for hand-to-hand combat, like how to withstand, say, mace to the eyes, or how to weasel out of handcuffs. And I think that's where Chiba got some of his training. He doesn't like to admit that, but I think that he may have learned some certain proper breathing techniques whilst calmly meditating on a waterbed in the back of a van.
Yeah.
Wow.
How to pretend you have a condom on.
Exactly. How to make it seem like you're wearing a condom.
Absolutely love it.
And I think that's why he objected to that 8-track at the beginning of it, because
oh boy,
it wasn't the training ones that he got from Sensei Bobby and Sensei DeVito.
I felt like if you flipped that 8-track over to the other side, it was going to be what we heard in the straight arrow.
100%. That is side B, is the sounds from the inside of the straight arrow. Yeah, that was Return of the Street Fighter. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being a part of Summer Sequel Month, Part 3. Jesus Christ, Mike, we made it to Part 3.
I know. Will we make it to Part 4? Of course we will, because next episode we're doing, guys, is the Patreon pick, and Bobby, Bronson's coming back.
In a big way. We left it up to our patrons to decide on which of the Death Wish sequels we're going to be doing to round out Summer Sequel Month 3. And of course, number one with a bullet was Death Wish 3.
Yeah, very fitting.
Oh, yeah.
We've done Summer Sequel Month 2, Death Wish 2, and now Summer Sequel Month 3, Death Wish 3. So, naturally, next year will be 5.
Of course. Naturally. So, do you believe in Bronson, listeners? Because you're going to meet him. As usual, like us on Facebook, hate us on Twitter, be indifferent on Instagram, tell a friend about us, tell a foe about us, tell your friends' moms and your mom's friends. And join us next week for another exciting edition of The Grindbin. Shane, do you want to take us out?
Yes, I actually have one. Bobby-chan, vanno stato.
Hey, Bobby, I got the money.
Dad, I made the team. But you're a hooker.
Get that goddamn thing out of your mouth.
Where's Serenakers?
Boogie got no real rhythm.
Hello,